Central Ashanti regions. An MPP demands account of 1.7 billion gold board BOG losses. All of these stories are on the front page of the Custodian newspaper. Let me get to the Daily Graphic newspaper this morning on the front page, and this is one issue I'm going to be discussing this morning on the show. Stroke rises among men aged between 30 and 49, according to a health expert. This was something that was trending on various social media handles yesterday. In the past, when you heard that somebody had contracted a stroke, that person would have a certain age. These days, 20 plus, 30 plus, a little over 40, everyone is catching a stroke. The question is why? What is leading to that? On the front page of the Daily Guide newspaper, let's give Bawumia United Party to win 2028, according to Chairman Rafoko, as he filed for his nomination to be chairman of the NPP. And Esia backs Abuachi Jako for NPP national chairman. Zanata Rawlings, Ayariga Faye's MPs grilling, with the two being nominated for various positions. Mahama Ayariga has been nominated for the position of Minister of Local Government, when Madam Zanata Rawlings also being nominated for Ministry of Environment. 22 billion gold board sale losses. NPP backs minority for inquiry. Nanabi, who is organizer for the New Patriotic Party and who intends to be the vice chairman of the party, at a presser yesterday. AG Ghana executives call on Mahama. That's also here. AG being Assemblies of God. On the front page of the Ghanaian Publisher newspaper, Ejako files for NPP chair. Mustafa Hamid dismisses Islamization fears, and 22 billion Ghana CD DGP losses. Bagbing Ok's minority gold board showdown. Okay. On the front page of the News Center newspaper, NPP backs Apenyomakin over 22 billion gold board losses. Goldfields please fairness. Story on pages 2 and page 3 of the newspaper. CEO urges Ghana to balance national interest with investments needed to sustain Takwa. And Afoko files pledges inclusive leadership. That is on page 12 of the paper. And Parliament to probe 22 billion gold loss. Full story is on page 6 of the newspaper. To the front page of the Daily Just newspaper, gold board is broke after BOG exits. The full story is on page 8. And funeral joins Edubuahin Serensai together in Brekum. Well, they were all at the funeral of the current Director General of the National Signals Bureau. Remember, Edubuahin was the former boss of that organization, but he's been in court in the last couple of months. Probe gold board. 1.7 billion losses. CPS demands. Apenyomakin sues Sami Jemfi. All of that on the front page of the paper. And also on the front page of the Daily Just newspaper, Alaji Loto is hot. Issues with the NLA coming to the fore. Staff of the organization asking for a 17% increase in their wages. Afoko spells out vision for MPP after filing for chairmanship. That is here. Let's get to the Daily Statesman newspaper. Let's stop weaponizing religion for political gain. Mustafa Hamid cautions. And Kadek welcomes GAC entry into Ghana's automotive industry. Nanabi is also on the front page of the paper. We need transparent accounts of 1.7 billion gold board loss, and CPS to access free SHS in the last 9 years. Okay. Let me move on to the Republic Press newspaper. No break for Edubuahin as judge rejects Atachia's plea. I understand it was an interesting day in courts yesterday. And Doctor's candidate, Chairman Wontumi, has quit the NPP chairmanship race. I would get into that story this morning. NPP joins gold board fights, backs Apenyomakin as they push for answers. And Mahama to cut sword for 2,000 Bay Accra Airport car park and hotels. Also here, Zanata and Ayaga's ministerial vetting rescheduled for Thursday has also found its way to the front page of the paper. Let me get into a few more, and then Doc would also come in with what he has. To the front page of the Chronicle newspaper, Afoku says, I would work with Bawumia to win in 2008. But do they have a choice? Bawumia is a flag bearer of the party, so whoever wins has to find a way of working with him, even if he was not their candidate. Go Force Ghana is also here as they seek fair treatment from Ghana. The CEO of the organization is on the front page of the paper. Let me get to the Inquisitor news paper. Financing gold purchase. Banks line up for gold board on the front page, and national policy dialogue on vigilantism held in Accra. There's also a photo here of COP Osman Abdul Razak, the National Security Coordinator, speaking at the vigilantism program. An MPP backs Apenyo's push for investigations into gold board losses. To the front page of the Informer newspaper, aggregators cry out over funds. Middle East crisis drains Ghana's 1.2 billion reserves, according to Bank of Ghana governor. And Tackle Galamsey don't over-celebrate gold board gains, government told. And yesterday we spoke very much about that. Apenyo dares accusers, report me for extortion and I would face investigation. And IMF warns Ghana against complacency. All of that on the front pages of the papers. Dog is also here. Dog, good morning. What do you have?
Yeah, Kwame. Midweek.
Yeah, midweek edition of the show.
All right, so let's say good morning to our listeners and viewers on Facebook. So I have with me the Daily Gist. I don't know whether you went through that one.
No.
Yeah, okay, so the Daily Gist is here at the front page of the paper. Gold board is broke after BOG exit. The story is on page 8. I see the Deputy Minister for Attorney General and Justice and Attorney General, whichever way, in a very friendly and hearty chat with Kwame Dwomoh-Agyemang, exchanging some pleasantries over. There's a beautiful picture on the front page of the Daily Gist. Funeral joins Dwomoh-Agyemang, Shrem side together in Brekum. That story is on page 2. No grand agenda to Islamize Ghana. This is coming from Mustafa Hamid. Yes. So yesterday there was a program at Alisa Hotel where Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid had to address and make a statement on the recent religious confusion, if I must say, in the country. And so he had to make that statement yesterday at that program at Alisa Hotel. So probe gold board 1.7 billion losses, CPS demand. After marking sues Sami Jemfi. That's why it's on page 3 of the paper. And when you go to page 2, Alhaji Lotto is hot. Alhaji Mohammed Abdul Salam has his picture attached to this story. And the story, the full story is on page 2 of the paper. A focus spells out excuse me. A focus spells out vision for NPP after filing for chairmanship. Yes, so that's why again it's on page 2. Now, Ghana's debt crisis was building long before 2022. And Opoku Afari says so. The story is on page 4 of the paper. The Accra Times is here, and on the front page of the Accra Times has the picture of the national security boss, COP Abdul Osman Razak. And the story has it that Vigilantism and Related Offences Act 2019, Act 999, and the national security boss calls for tougher and neutral enforcement. That's why it's on page 3. Afoko addresses delegate after filing nomination, pledges to reunite, reorganize, and recapture power in 2028. That's why it's on page 7 of the paper. New UMAC SRC boss pledges accountability and inclusive leadership. So Mr. Francis Selome is the UNIMAC SRC president now. That's why it's on page 4. Busa North MC condemns alleged military brutality against Sandema residents. That's why it's on page 2. Comes with the picture of the Busa North MC, Honorable Solomon Akotu. Yes, over there. Bulubisa Club congratulates James Agaga. That's why it's on page 2 on his appointment as majority leader. The Daily Graphic is here. No sirens without approval. Okay, no, I think this is a. So Kwame, these are the two papers that I
Okay,
have
so
with
let
me
me
now.
quickly do the online platforms and then we'll get into the stories proper. Starting with the Class FM online portal and what they are reporting there. This morning, the Class FM online portal gives you a reason to be there every single day. So on the Class FM online portal, Speaker Gbagwin says Parliament will scrutinize 1.7 billion gold board loss. Mahama Yariga and Anata Rollins, 3 Supreme Court nominees to face vetting on Thursday. That is also here. Gold board accused of breaching transparency law at its quarterly trading reports disappear from its website. Africa must define and build its own future. VP Dwomoh-Agyemang says so. She is currently in Rwanda as we speak. High Court adjourns former NAFCO CEO trial to August 26th over lawyer's illness. That is also here. Mahama Asidu Nketia to headline Africa Sustainability Summits here in Accra. And then NADMO Finance Ministry UNDP launched training on disaster risk financing. That is also on the Class FM online portal. And NYA CEO warns youth against sharing nude videos. And that has also found its way here. Kwans cautions public against buying disputed lands at Chichamanti and Chechere in the Eastern region, and Wijagbao MCE urges cultural tolerance, unity at 2026 Homor Festival. And then you also have other stories here. If you're rooting for Chairman Wontumi, unfortunately, he's not going to be a part of the contest. He has chosen to withdraw in a statement that was put out by his team yesterday. And Ghana Gas plans Takraditema pipeline as part of expansion drive. That is also here. Together with other stories from the world of business. In the world of showbiz, country music icon Dolly Parton dies at 80, and her tributes have been all over the place since last night. There are also some stories in the world of sports as well. So make your way to the Class FM online portal and get to read extensively on these stories. Let me quickly get through with the High Street Journal and what they are reporting this morning. They are also reporting on a number of stories. Ghana's gold formalization could drive supply back into informal channels, according to lawyer Amanda Clinton. Gold falls to consider legal action should Ghana fail to renew TAQA lease. That is also here. Why non-interest banking could test Ghana's lending market beyond religious debates. And World Bank to launch the 10th Ghana Economic Update today with special focus on transport. Also, here on the High Street Journal, you have a World Bank to launch the 10th Ghana Economic Update today with special focus on transport. 24-hour economy goes beyond 24-hour business operations, according to the Secretariat. And reforming Ghana's SDI sector, Dr. Etienne outlines a 6-point blueprint to overhaul the sector. And Cocoa Board balance sheet swells as liability surge and equity cushion shrinks. And oil falls 3% as traders take profits, brush aside new US sanctions on Iran, with the Ghana's housing conundrum when mortgage becomes inaccessible but self-building becomes a trap. That is also here. And government aims for robust downstream petroleum infrastructure, sets up committee to develop master plan, together with other stories. So make your way to the High Street Journal and get to read extensively on these stories. Doc, if we can get into the papers proper, what are we looking at?
Kwame, I want us to look at the story about vigilantism and all that was coming from the national security outfit. At the on page 3 of the paper, I must say the Accra Times, like I said earlier, it comes with a picture of the COP Abdul Osman Razak, the national security boss, making some assertions at a program that was organized yesterday. So the national security coordinator, commissioner of police, Abdul Osman Razak, has defended the enactment of the Vigilantism and Related Offences Act 2019, Act 999, emphasizing that the law was necessary to confront political vigilantism and protect the country's democratic institutions. He goes on to say, according to political vigilantism has deep historical roots in Ghana, dating back to the 1950s, when informal party task forces gradually evolved into organized groups with uniforms, command structures, and in some cases weapons. It goes on to say that such violence, he says, what began as youth mobilization and party visibility, the coordinator said, eventually developed into election-related violence involving intimidation, disruption of electoral activities, and threats against political opponents. COP Razak said such violence should not be treated merely as a law and order issue because it undermines confidence in the democratic transfer of power, erodes trust in state institutions, weakens investor confidence, and threatens national cohesion. Kwame goes on and on and on and on. He says, any group that assumes functions reserved for state security, such as guarding ballot boxes, conducting armed patrols, seizing property, detaining people, or intimidating communities, therefore constitute a challenge to lawful state authority and the coordinator stated. So, Kwame, he's still in the conversation of admonition where he's entreating all Ghanaians to continue the behavior of not entertaining some of these, what we in our local parlance will say macho men. And because vigilante phobia is macho men. But I've not seen that kind of situation in a long while, or you've been seeing some in recent times.
Well, these days they appear to be fairly curbed.
Yes, you one
The last time I heard of anyone like that was it one in the Upper East region? These young guys who came together and said they were forming a team to support the NPP or something like that.
Yes.
This must be about 2 or 3 months ago. I mean, that was the last time I heard of anything like that. But normally you would hear of them, or you'd hear about them months leading to an election.
Yes.
Around this time, there's nothing happening.
Yeah, but 2025, it wasn't something that was
because we're all up against it. I mean,
Yes.
it's not something that majority supports. We have seen how some of them have acted with the greatest of respect in ways that were clearly not proper.
Foolish.
I remember, okay, I didn't want to use those words, but some of them acted even worse than that. Those who attacked, I think it was a court in Kumasi.
Yes.
A couple of years ago.
Yes.
I remember that story so well, and a few of them who have
Those
also
are
been running around.
There's some of the dark spots.
What was their name again? They had this very funny
where they have
Boga
Delta Forces,
Bulldogs, Delta Force, and some
Invisible
very
Forces.
all of those. They've all disappeared.
And then we have the Azoka boys and all those people.
The thing is, from what I gather, depending on who they are aligned with, when that political party, because almost all of them are aligned to a political party.
Exactly.
So, for example, if I am Kwame Dwomoh Forces and I am aligned to, let's say, the NDC, once the NDC comes to power, from what I gather, they find a way to help some of them and get them into 1 or 2 security agencies. So, if you have a decent job, then you cannot be an Azoka boy again, or you cannot be an Invisible Force again. Pretty much.
Of course.
Whether that is the case or not, it's almost impossible to tell.
Exactly.
But that's what I hear. So the incentive is not there, especially if your party is in opposition. What will be your incentive?
Yeah.
Another election is coming up in another 28 months. So you'll be hanging around now for 28 months doing a Delta Force. You would have to go and look for your daily bread.
Combedo.
So it looks like the motivation is not there these days. It's better you find a decent job and get on with your life rather than
Indeed
being involved in these things, in my opinion.
Yeah.
But then again, it's an individual choice. It's up to them.
Exactly. And like I'm saying, I mean, I didn't hear much of these things in the past, in the 2024 elections. But for maybe individually, you see maybe a politician or a big man, be so to speak, having one macho man be following him as his bodyguard.
That's what I want normal.
Normal.
Yeah.
It's normal. So I mean, and especially, I mean, people too have been advised, and people, I mean, some of these guys that are recruited in some of these things, they've also, we will say, shine their eyes to the fact that this has been criminalized. And so if you get yourself involved, Massa, if you are caught as involving in any act of vigilantism. Masa when you are 25, who will take care of your family and all that. So I'm sure that most of these guys who have found themselves in some of these things have learned the very hard way. Anyway, so you said my chairman has withdrawn from the race.
At this point, that is what
I
it
was
is.
asking you.
Yeah.
I was advising my chairman.
And that's why we're also looking at it from the point of whether the rules of the party allows that or not.
I mean, there was no way. In fact, it shouldn't have. This matter shouldn't have come up at all.
I want to contest from prison. How is that your problem?
But how the point? I was asking you the very critical question that what you want to. I mean, what do you mean by you want to contest from prison?
If the party rules allow,
who vet you?
They'll go to someone to. Let me kind of say, no go to want to. I mean, if the party rules allowed it, they would have found a way. I mean, once he's picked out the forms and he would have gone through the process, they would have had to find a way.
Right from the word go, his team members or whoever was advising him knew that it was an exercise in futility.
Let me look at the statement that was put out there, signed yesterday, relatively short. So let me read
Signed
everything.
By who?
His team, of course. I'm gonna say
it should be Pargris.
It's signed by signed on his behalf by Irajwa Coleman, Director Communications and Media. And she put her phone number there if you want to call her. It's a 3-page statement, so I'm not going to be reading everything. I'm just going to be looking at it in bits and pieces. My beloved patriots, there are moments in the life of a man when the heart wants to continue, but duty demands sacrifice. Moments when one must quietly set aside personal ambition, not because the dream has died, but because the family he loves must not be made to carry his burden. Today, I find myself at such a painful point. After many nights of prayer, sober reflection, and consultations with my family, my legal team, party elders, campaign team, and trusted supporters, I have come to the difficult conclusion that my present circumstances must not become an additional burden on the new patriotic party. This is not the decision my heart desired, but sometimes true love requires us to release what we deeply want in order to protect what we love even more. For many years, I have served the MPP with everything within me. I have walked through the heat and the rain, traveled to the remotest communities, and stood with our grassroots in both victory and defeat. I have fought for this tradition with my voice, my strength, my resources, and my entire heart. The NPP is not merely a political party. It is my family. It is my home. It is a cause to which I have dedicated a significant part of my life. And then the statement goes on to say that do not insult anyone in my name. Do not attack any aspirant because of me. Do not abandon the party because Wontumi is passing through a difficult season. If you truly love me, then remain loyal to the tradition I have spent my life serving. Above all, remain firmly behind the leader of our party, His Excellency Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia. Dr. Bawumia needs our prayers, loyalty, and total support. He cannot rebuild this party alone. He needs every constituency, every polling station, every communicator, every young person, and every faithful patriot standing together with him. Whatever pain we feel today must never be allowed to destroy the greater battle ahead. Let us close our ranks, put our bitterness aside, and be united behind Dr. Bawumia. And the statement goes on and on and on and on and on and on, and it's signed by Madam Irajwa Coleman, Director Communications and Media. So case die, Doc, I guess.
Yes. I mean, it's in order. Like I said, right
Case
from
die.
the word go, it was a non-starter. I don't know who was actually, maybe yes, for the purposes of relevance and all that in the political space. Yes, you can do some of these things, but for me, it was an exercise in futility. It was going nowhere.
Oh,
it was going nowhere, my brother. It was going nowhere. I don't know why chairman and the people are managing him would have to. I mean, Kwame, it was not going anywhere. You understand? So now it is open to 4 aspirants now.
3 now?
They
No.
used to be 5.
Is that Jamna part or
No,
Chairman Crab?
Jamna is secretary.
Jamna is secretary.
Dr.
So
China.
Mr. Crab is there together with Chairman Afuku, John Boydu,
and My own senior MOBA.
Yeah. Torino.
Yeah, Torino.
Yeah, my own Torino. Torino is contesting as well. That's Abuachi chairman,
Yeah.
who appears at this point to be getting as many people endorsing his nomination. I see, I mean, from north to south, constituency chairman, leaders of the party. I saw a video, must be 3 or 4 days ago, of Hassan Tampuli. Together with
Member of Parliament for Gushegu.
That's right. Okay. A fair number of politicians from the north engaging delegates from up there that Torino is the man. Torino is the man.
See.
Yeah.
I see. That's quite instructive. I see. Well, we'll see how it goes because I will not be surprised if he wins, but I think that John Boedu is equally a force because he's also gone through the structures and he's been around for some time. But for his issues he had with the party when he was a general secretary, I think that he has demonstrated, I mean, enough reason why party faithfuls would have to give him the mandate as a chairman. That is their own I mean, prerogative. We'll see how it goes, but had it not been for the fact that Chairman Afoko has also been missing in action for some time, it would have been a fierce contest. I don't see Chairman Afoko making too much impact in this.
He's clearly not the Chairman Afoko of old.
Yes.
And the kind of impact that he used to have in the party. I mean, I remember the first time I ever came across him and his name, I was listening to Den Alaji and Alaji on Radio Gold. This must be in the early 2000s. He was a constant panel on that program on Saturdays. And he was the only MPP man. All the rest were on the other side. But Charlie is still strong. And I honestly, I mean, in those days, it's not like today where a lot has changed though. Where content of radio was not streamed. So you could only listen. And because of the soft nature of his voice, I always thought he was this smallish, young man, and all of that. He's only for me to meet him in person, I was like, hey,
he's a giant.
Man is a giant.
His physique, it's serious.
Just like I used to think of Kwesi Pratt as well. I thought he was one hell of a giant because of his voice in those days. Today he's even become a bit sober. In those days he used to have this big baritone voice. When I saw him for the first time, I was disappointed.
It's serious, but I don't know. I don't know how Chairman Afoko would beat Torino and then John Boedu, particularly in this case. As for what's his name? The other one, Sammy Crab.
Crab has been in there. He's been trying. He's been Greater Accra Regional Chairman of the party before, if I recall, and then he's also tried other leadership positions.
He was vice as well.
That's right.
Vice chairman.
He's also tried other leadership positions, and it's not.
In fact, that
really worked.
That removal from office really has affected their chances. Really, I mean,
not just their chances, their political careers. For me, I mean, in the case of Afoko, I mean, unfortunately for him as well, when he was removed together with Kwame Dwomoh-Agyemang in 2014, those who came in then led the party to victory. So it kind of just
it gave a certain impression.
That look, you guys were pretty much the stumbling blocks and all of that. And if you guys had been in office, maybe we may not have won. But for me, the biggest thing in there is not just about the election of these guys, but the biggest thing in there is whether these guys would be able to get the party on a certain path after the election. Because you don't come from, and you see, if you followed politics, I remember in the years after 2000, in the year leading to the election in 2008, when the NPP had a majority and we had only 230 seats, and I remember Uncle Ben Epson did one of those surveys. He was the Musa Damka of those days. He did one of those surveys, and then he said the NPP was going to win ahead of the election in 2008. The NPP was going to win about 170 seats. That was the beginning of the end for Uncle Ben, in my opinion,
Oh.
because he got it horribly wrong.
I tell you.
And the NDC ended up winning. And ended up having the majority in parliament as well. Since that time, the numbers of the party, especially at the national level and in parliament, has fluctuated. So if you look at the current leadership, for example, only in 2016, when the NPP won the election, look at the number of seats the NPP had. Complete majority.
So, yeah.
169.
So.
Then reduces to 138. And from 137 or 138, it has moved to 88. For me, if you were any part of the previous team that got the party to perform this badly, you should not even pick a form.
Oza.
In my opinion. Because you performed woefully in office, in my opinion. So you give way.
So you want Kodia to go? Hey,
if I were an MPP member, I won't vote for him.
Oza.
You don't, because in his case, he's not just the general secretary. In his case, he's the chief executive of the party. The general secretary, per my understanding of the MPP constitution, is the one who runs the party on a day-to-day basis.
Of course.
A lot of money passes through your hand. A lot of programs are designed by your office. A lot of things are actually done by office. So when your party loses this badly, for a party you beat by almost 1 million votes, 8 years down the line, to turn around and beat you by almost 1.7. Honestly, if we used to have this culture of resignation, the next day, the leadership of the party should have resigned en masse. In my opinion.
So your own friend Nana B should also not be voted for.
That's what I'm saying. If I was a member of the NPP at that time, even today, I'll vote for him.
Nana B is going for first vice.
Yes, I know.
Like a vice. So
not because I have anything against him, but it's purely a matter
performance,
principle and performance.
Salah Mustafa should also not be voted for.
He's the worst youth organizer of the NPP in my lifetime.
Also not be voted for. Kwame.
All of those people are a waste of everybody's time. He was third national vice chairman or so.
Yes.
What is he known for? He's noted for noise. He's noted for excuse me to say, actions that are unnecessary, making unnecessary remarks on radio and television. The thing is, if you follow the fortunes of the NPP, the party has seen better days before. Look at the caliber of people that used to lead the party then. I was listening to, was it one of the was it Nana Kumia or one of the current leaders of the party? I can't seem to remember. And he was making this analogy. Look at the leadership, with the greatest of respect to the other smaller parties who appear not to be going anywhere. But look at the other side, the one they have been competing with since 1992. So you are looking at the NDC. And then he said, look at the leadership of the NDC today.
Yes.
And then look at, no, it was Patrick Boama.
Okay.
He was on a sister platform and he was making this analogy. That look at the leadership of the NDC today. And look at the leadership of the NPP today. And try to take out your political cap and try to do a comparison of the outputs of that leadership.
Okay.
How General Mosquito, after how many years as General Secretary, metamorphoses into the chairman and brings all of those experiences to bear.
Okay.
Look at Fifi Kwete from his days as he started something in 2009, 2010, where he was on radio practically every day. Oh, they were not setting the record straight, something like that.
Yes.
He was on radio, television, with all of those experiences today, leading the party as General Secretary. Look at the others who are leading the party in the leadership front. And then he has a very simple question that's beyond Justin Frimpong Kudia, who is almost always in the news these days. He was asking the host if the host can mention even 3 of the current executives of the NPP party. Even party members don't know. Not at the regional or constituent, national. How many people know Chairman Bute? Do you know the current treasurer of the NPP?
Is it not?
That's for him how low the party has sunk.
Now,
in those days, even kids knew who was doing what with the NPP, because there was a certain level of energy that the leadership of the party brought to the team.
So for you, anybody that superintendent
over this terrible laws, Omunkoda, give others an opportunity. In my opinion, give others. You are not a repository of knowledge. Give others an opportunity. Others who would come and give NDC competition. Me, that
Anyway,
is what I want.
I mean, your assertions are
That
right.
is my opinion.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
only
yes.
one.
Yes.
And I don't even have a vote.
because you see, Kwame, I'm just trying to do some analysis here, and I agree with you largely because, I mean, at this point in time of the history of the NPP, you would want to get somebody who would really and strategically position the party into election 2028.
Of course.
If really they are serious of coming to power. Because Kwame, see, there are 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. There are about 7 regions in this country out of the 16 that the MPP does not have representation in parliament. Like constituencies would, in fact, so regions that do not have MPP members of parliament.
It's sad.
It's serious. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
They don't have a representation
6.
in Upper West, I think.
Yes, so
Upper East,
Upper West
0.
0. Upper is 0. Voter region 0.
OT 0.
OT 0. Ahafo 0. Western North 0. Western region 0. Kwame, this is preposterous. It is dangerous.
Out of 34 in Greater Accra,
yes,
they
out
have
of
4.
Out of 6.
Greater Accra, they have about 4 or 5. They have Okaikwe North,
Uh-huh.
and then they have the 3 back to back. They are all at the same area. Anyasu, Tum, Trobu, and then Wijagbawi.
Yes.
Asa.
No, they have this thing too.
They have Tema Central.
Yes.
They have Tema Central
Yes.
as well. Forson's Place.
Yes.
They have Tema Central
And
as
they
well.
have
Asa.
Yeah, Charles Forson.
5. They have 5.
It should be 6. I've forgotten the last one. It should be 6. And it's serious.
Even if it is 6 out of 34, when previously they had 20 out of the 34,
Exactly.
and to think that they were in power at the time, and that's where it brings what I hear the NDC even teasing the MPP about in the case of Okuboy, who has now been elected chairman. You, when your party was even in opposition, you managed to win the Lejokuku seats. Now your party comes to power, you've lost back to back. And you say you are coming to reclaim more seats for the MPP in the Greater Accra region. So the MPP have a lot on their hands.
Exactly.
Central region, they have 3.
Yeah,
1, 2, 3 out of 23.
Yeah.
Places in Western region that they have never lost since 1996, they have lost. Like Sekunde, Isikado Ketan, Impoho. They lost all of that.
Yeah, serious.
In the Ashanti region, for the first time, they've lost 7 seats. There were 4 seats, and everybody knows why the MPP always struggles with those 4 seats. It's an open secret because of who lives there. Those areas have become purely an ethnic thing. Unless you don't want to go on that tangent, everybody knows that is the case. So it was always difficult for the MPP to win Sechafran Plains. It was always difficult for the MPP to win Edra Sechudumase. That's the constituency after my hometown. So I know who is there. In my hometown, for example, the number of votes the MPP gets, the NDC gets in Asante Mampo is literally from the minority ethnic groups. The locals always vote MPP. If you go to New Edubiase, everybody knows who lives there.
Yes.
The others that they won this year were surprising. They won 3 more in addition.
Yeah.
So it is not just about electing people and saying chairman, run around and collecting funds. That's not the most important thing. How you're going to turn all of this around. A whole Upper East. Upper East that used to have people like John Achuliwo. I remember the MP for Nabdam. Oh, his name is not coming. He will win, he will lose, and he will win again.
That's the former interior minister.
No, former interior was Ambrose Derry. So he was in Upper West.
He was in Upper
I think
West,
is it Nandom.
Nandom
Or so. And he was a force there. He was always doing very well there. Now it is 0 over there. Northern region, MPP were winning in place, even in Tamale, until, of course, early 2000s when Professor Wayoseni even defected to the NDC because of, chieftaincy issues and all of that. Then in Bono, how do you go back to elect Chairman Abronye?
And I'm told
your seats depreciate from like 10 to 1. And you still think that he's the best person to lead you. And you see, in his case, it is not just about choosing to vote for him. He has issues with virtually all the chiefs in that region.
And so will you be surprised if the people you are calling for them to be voted out are voted in again at the national level.
Somewhere. If they have ambitions for power, this one, it is not rocket science. If they want to stay in opposition for long, then they can keep voting for their friends. That's my opinion.
I see.
Because you see, when you go for a war and it's not working, it is so clear. When diminishing returns hit you, it is on a decline from 169, 138, 88, and you still want to go with those same people are telling you I have the magic wand. I'm wearing the same. I'm not saying it's impossible, but I'm wearing the same. 169, 138, 88, and those same people are telling you vote for me. I'll come and turn it around.
You don't believe it, eh?
It's up to them.
Okay. So I mean, in the coming days, I'm sure this the MPP contest would be very, 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 very interesting. And we want to know, and we'll be getting to know who is supporting who and all that. But like you said, I think that from what we've gathered so far on the ground, I mean, Torino is enjoying some considerable support, and I think
I wish them well. Yeah.
Yes, I think that, and he is also very, very affable. I mean, this is somebody who
Very
has
level-headed,
strong
bottom
convictions. Yeah, strong convictions. And
The Darucha kind of chairman.
Yes.
you
Had it
know.
not been for the fact that my very own chairman to me has been incarcerated, I think that he would have been a very formidable. But why are you laughing, Kwame?
Oh,
Hey,
He's okay.
you
I will
are
say
supporting Torino. I mean, I can't support anybody. Hey,
I would say anything.
all right. So, Kwame, yesterday there was a program, like I told you, it's been captured here in the Daily Gist newspaper, page 2. No grand agenda to Islamize Ghana. This is coming from Mustafa Hamid. And yesterday, like I said, I was aware of that program. So I was following bits and pieces of it on social media, Facebook especially, when it was being held. So the former minister and new patriotic party stalwart, Sheikh Dr. Mustafa Abdul Hamid, has rejected suggestion that Ghana could face an Islamization agenda should former Vice President Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia eventually become president, describing such claims as inconsistent with the political history and voting pattern. Speaking at the 2026 Liberty Lecture organized by the Dankwa Institute at the Alisa Hotel, Dr. Abdul Hamid argued or urged that there is no evidence of a coordinated political or religious project among Ghanaian Muslims to transform the country into an Islamic state. He said the voting behavior of Muslims during the 2024 general election offered one of the clearest indications that religion does not determine the political choices of Ghanaian Muslims. According to him, if there were a collective Muslim agenda to use political power to Islamize Ghana, Dr. Bawumia's presidential candidacy would have provided an opportunity for such an agenda to manifest itself. Instead, he said, voting patterns showed that many predominantly Muslim communities supported President John Dramani Mahama, a Christian. Dr. Hamid cited constituencies including Ayawaso East, Ayawaso North, Asawase, Ejura, Tamale North, Tamale Central, Tamale South, and Sanarigu, which he said voted heavily for Mr. Mahama, despite Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia being a Muslim presidential candidate of the MPP. So, Kwame goes on and on. He cited Asin South as a prominent example, saying Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia secured more votes than MPP's parliamentary candidate, who he described as a minister of the gospel. Indeed, and that's a fact. Honorable, what's his name? This Reverend Minister MP for Asin South, Tim Fojo. Yes, and so it's a fact that, just as Dr. Hamid has just said, it's a fact that he, even being a Reverend Minister, Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia being a Muslim, beat him in that community or that constituency. And so the assertion that they have plans to Islamize Ghana and all that. So, Kwame, these and many other things, assertions were made at the meeting yesterday. Let me capture the last bit for you. He said President Mahama obtained approximately 1.38 million votes from Ghana's 5 northern regions: Savannah, Northern, Upper East, Upper West, and Northeast, representing about 21% of its nationwide total of 6,591,790 votes. By comparison, he said Dr. Bawumia obtained 759,108 votes from the same 5 regions, representing about 15.56% of its national total of 4,877,611 votes. He urged that figures make it difficult to sustain the narrative that Muslim voters were acting collectively to advance a religious political agenda. You cannot, and this is a quote, you cannot therefore dishonestly repackage this evidence to prophesy that electing Dr. Mahmoud Bawumia on an MPP ticket will suddenly shift the balance of power from South and from Christian to Muslim, he said. So, Kwame, these are some of the things that happened at Alisa Hotel, or the commentary that happened at Alisa Hotel yesterday.
It looks like the gold body issues too will not go away.
Yes.
MPP held a presser.
And you see, there are lots of things when you go on social media. It's quite funny. You can review certain things and you just. But Kwame, the country has to be focused, and we live. In fact, you know the legal affairs or the legal committee chair of the National Democratic or the NDC CEO or lawyer Edudi Tamaklo is also reported to have suggested to the parties to smoke peace pipe, rather than resorting to litigation in the courts. I mean, in reference to the suit by Afeoma-Akin and
the extortionist claims.
Yes, I mean, the fact that he sued Sami Jemfi, lawyer Sami Jemfi and all. I mean, lawyer Judith Tamaklo is on record to have said that he doesn't believe that they should litigate over this matter. In fact, they should find a common ground and build their differences.
I think it's late now. It's late.
But is Sami Jemfi Edu Jemfi?
That's what I heard yesterday. Apparently, he has Edu somewhere. Yeah, that's what I heard.
I see.
Yeah.
AKA Sami Jemfi.
Once the case has ended up in court, I don't really have much to say about this one.
But you can you can always withdraw your matters from court.
Yeah, it's really up to you. I just saw this one. I saw it late last night as well, where yesterday, following Parliament's resuming, the Speaker appears to be interested in that case as well.
Yes. But he said that matter can only be dealt with properly if Parliament resumes from its recess properly. But at this juncture where they are coming for just an emergency sitting to advance some specific issues, I mean, the matter cannot be tabled for any serious deliberation.
Okay,
so
not even at the committee level or something.
No. Maybe when they resume in October properly, then maybe the matter can be properly.
By that time, Charlie, it will be case that.
Now, Steve, now before more.
Charlie, deal with it now and let's move on with our lives.
But this is an emergency city. They've been called to come and deal with specific things, and so I agree with Mr. Speaker. And yesterday too, we heard that the NDC has officially written to Mr. Speaker on their nomination of the Honorable James Agalga as the new.
That was just a procedural thing.
Yes. And
but all of these experienced people today didn't know this.
Sometimes it happens, Kwame. It's not even the first time anyway. I mean, and both parties, I just don't know. They keep on doing some of these things. They're like common errors, because it happened under His Excellency Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo when they were swapping Afeoma-Akin for Chairman Sabunsu. Mr. Speaker had cause to also remind them that they have to officially, after the swapping was done, so he did not recognize Afeoma-Akin on the first day. It took some time, about a day or two, for them to probably write officially to Mr. Speaker to tell him about the decision before now he could get into the seat and do what.
So at least now we know Mr. Agaga. So by today it should be official.
Yes.
Today.
I'm sure that
Okay.
By today, Mr. Speaker would have. In fact, yesterday he would have received the correspondence from the party headquarters, and so chances are that he's going to officially read it to the House about the communication.
When are we likely to have the recommendations from the H. Prempeh Constitutional Review Committee come into force? Because I'm asking this for a reason. I don't seem to be enthused about members of parliament holding certain board positions. For me, it's a clear case of conflict of interest. The Honorable Agaga is the board chairman at airports, and he's majority leader. For me, it's a clear case of conflict of interest.
How?
He knows
which interest does it conflict?
This is my thing. He will know he would know a thing or two there, which may play in his direction. Just like all of these MPs sitting on boards. Me, I don't see what they are doing there. They should focus on the parliamentary work.
Hey, Kwame.
This one, people have been saying it quietly. Me, I want to say it publicly. Makan. They should focus on their job. How do you make an MP a board member of VRA, a board member of SNITS? These are people who are already conflicted in so many ways and forms. And you are
no, but if you say conflicted, I don't understand where the conflict is.
Deuce. You want me to say it? I've said it. Deuce in Kwa. Makan. Makan, they should come for me, Makan. Deuce in Kwa.
If you have decided not to congratulate a group known as Bulu,
yeah, and they say
exactly.
If I get a government job today, I'll have Mampo Youth Association.
But Kwame, have you heard our very own friend? I know it will come up in the panel discussion later in the day.
Who?
Our very own friend Adenta Kumi.
On your son, grow and
oh, Kwame.
I have told you that the MPP has seen better days.
Maybe we should listen.
From Samia Oku to Adenta Kumi. The golf in class is too wide. And then he says that what? Even if they have to go to hell and go and campaign. In Simhuse, And you see, these are the comments of someone who wants to lead the party at that front. Was that comment necessary?
This is somebody who is aspiring.
And what is, maybe Charles will help me. What is this new Che Guevara thing that everybody wants to wear? That old Che Guevara kind of cap, no? That bear thing, no? Like what's
president?
Was he not a person who was? He said somebody came to beat him and his wife in Adenta. Was it last year also? And it turned out not to be the case. He said his mother-in-law was shouting and screaming. And
yes, after when national security had to had to visit him, pick him up for some comments or something that he made.
He wants to be national youth organizer.
Yes, of the new patriotic
bloody
party.
Waste of everybody's time.
Do you remember that he went to Afafranto and all that?
Yeah, he was actually part, and then I don't know what happened, and then he went back. Well, there are two quick stories that I want us to look at. There's a story on the front page of the Guinean Times. Nation's road deaths hit 35-year high. And this one is coming from Mr. Osekofo, who leads the Road Lines Foundation. 2,949 killed on roads in 2025. These things, we don't discuss them. We would rather discuss MPP and NDC. Why do we have so many people like this dying on our roads? Because our roads are bad. The people who are supposed to manage our roads themselves are bad. This man, he was doing math. Where is he? Amaleba.
Amaleba is working.
Road Safety. What's the name of his organization?
National Road Safety Authority.
WADA. If anybody who has,
I mean, how do you define WADA?
Who has close contacts with His Excellency President John Dramani Mahama, please, I beg you, this morning sack Martin. Is Martin Amaleba or something? Sack him.
Oh, but Kwame, why?
Was he not the one who came out to tell us that the Voxy cars will be off the road? Since he's been in office,
did
when
you
was the
say-
last time
did
you
you
saw
say
him?
the cars will
I
be
saw a
off
statement
the
coming from them. The Voxy cars issue. No?
Yes, but they didn't say the cars will be off the road. I
They are not
remember.
supposed to be there.
No. For these long journeys, Accra, Kumasi, and all of those are the things that the statement was cautioning us against. Because a lot
I
of
have
these
been
drivers
using those
are
routes.
using
I
these-
use the
these-
road
these
that goes
vehicles
all
for
the
long
way to
journeys,
Elubo. Only
you know,
this weekend.
intercity journeys
I
rather than
counted.
intra.
That is when I chose to count. I counted over 17 Voxy cars
Oh, they are in town. A lot of them.
doing
a lot of
those
them are in
routes.
town.
As for the Accra Kumasi, the Basa.
Yeah,
And
a lot of them.
I have barely seen any road safety campaign in the last 2 years. Or that.
Kwame, I agree that the Vox
But
cars.
what is
Dog,
the
order.
problem?
Oh, he's sleeping on the job. Order.
No, with the Voxy issue.
2025, he was
agree
at that time he was the CEO of road safety. 2,949, the highest in 35 years. If it was Abruchi, this thing he would have resigned
It's
because
scary.
then it will come across that whatever he has put in place to deal with this situation or whatever he inherited from 2024, whoever the CEO was.
Kwame, I agree. The Voxy,
Over there, they
the Voxy
resigned
cars-
because of things like this.
The Voxy cars, I think that government has relaxed, or the National Road Safety Authority has relaxed in terms of, the fact that a lot of these cars actually embark on inter journeys rather than intra. Because when you look at the makeup of the car, the fact that they were brought in, I'm told it's a left-hand driven vehicle, and then once they bring them here, they change the transmission, to right-hand driven. And so, and according to Abraham Amaliba and then the National Road Safety Authority, there are some technicalities in there. When they change it from left to the right, it doesn't really help for intercity journeys, which is the reason why they issued a statement. And Kwame, you know that it comes on the background of recent happenings on our roads, which involve a lot of these boxy vehicles. So I agree that if, the move was to crack the whip, as it were, to ensure that we are able to bring some of these road carnages to the barest minimum, we need to see some action in terms of the Voxy vehicles. A lot of them are inter rather than intra. Those that are intra are for private use. People are using them personally. The other time when I was going to Kwewu, you recall the Kwewu Business Forum, when I was going to Kwewu, it was one of those cars that I actually took, and it was scary. The way the drivers, some of them drive. This vehicle, I understand it speeds a lot. It reminds me of the days of U-turn bus. You sit in a U-turn, and even though you are not the driver, you can actually tell that it's really speeding. The makeup of these vehicles are quite different. And so we need to see some action in that regard. But to say that Abraham Amaliba should be sacked.
Who is the boss of the space?
I don't agree with you.
Who is the boss of the space?
Abraham Amaliba is
Okay.
Kwame, you know, nya
The
gini.
back stops with him. People are dying on our routes. If I had the boss, I'll
We
fire
need to
him.
go into the details of it.
Why did we put him there?
To understand. Kwame, you see, even
We
though he's
put
a
you there to
CEO,
do a job,
he's a
and then they'll
CEO.
be lamenting, and at this, and at this, and at this. This
Kwame,
this
you
is
can't
not helping.
stop road
Drivers should.
carnages on the road. You can't go there to stop road
What
carnages.
mechanisms have they put in place to stop the
Let's
carnages?
look at the details of that story to understand.
How do
what
I
are the
see
contributing
tracks?
factors of
How do
these
I see
accidents?
tracks, which should not be plying our roads at a certain point in a day?
And when you say tracks, you mean?
The big tracks,
Okay.
they are there.
Okay.
I see all of these aboboyas and all of that on
Which
motorways.
we understand.
I see drivers
highways.
driving recklessly on our roads. Someone is supposed to oversee all of that, and I see this happening every day. And
I mean, it's not just National Road Safety; it's a collaborative thing. National Road Safety Authority is there, MTT.
the road should be
and then
safe
the
for me
various-
when I hit the
yes,
road.
the
If
various-
it is unsafe
the
for
various
me, someone is
stakeholders.
not doing his job.
It should be a collaborative thing. You recall when I think it was something that became very topical in this country. I think it was a contract that allegedly was given to Kennedy Japon's wife for the provision of security cameras, across the streets, the major streets in the country. You recall
Here.
that issue?
Security camera.
But there are some in town. Oh, Kwame, don't you see them to monitor some of these activities and all of that?
Boys.
I listened to Muntaka Mubarak this morning, elaborating on the traffic tech project that government is about to roll out, which I think that is a novelty. It's wonderful. The fact that if you jump traffic or you jump the green lights, there's a back end. They are monitoring there, and immediately they are able to signal you and even send you a video that this is you jumping traffic, and so this amount of money is what you need to pay. Failure to pay, they will come.
When are they implementing that?
He says soon. He says, you recall Alexander Obin was here, and this is where he actually broke the news that they are implementing this. You hosted him that day. That this is what they are going to implement. So Kwame, I think that it is a collaborative thing. National Road Safety Authority on one side, MTTD on the other side, and all the various stakeholders would have to come to play in terms of this thing. That it doesn't really stop with the buck doesn't really stop with Abraham Amaliba in this regard for me, because certain organizations would have to fulfill certain specifics. And then Abraham Amaliba's National Road Safety Authority would also have to do certain specifics so that it comes together and then our roads are safe. There should be a way, the system that Abraham Muntaka Mubarak spoke about. I think that there should be a way we can actually factor this in terms of, ensuring that the way people drive recklessly is checked. Because at the end of the day, Abraham Amaliba seated somewhere as a CEO cannot stop all road carnages or road accidents. He can't be on the road to say that, look, don't drive recklessly. You are driving recklessly. Slow down the speed. But if there's a system that is checking drivers against some of these things, where you can signal them and tell them that, look, you are under monitoring, and we see that you are going beyond this limit, even though it is stated at this point in time or at this area that you shouldn't go beyond this limit, then we are able to do something to say that we are doing something. So really, it doesn't stop with Abraham Amaliba. I think that it's a thing that we should look at it on a wider scale.
God will take care of us.
Kwame, before we leave, there's a story. Andre Ayew eyes GFA presidency. Is that a fact?
He has not
said
so. He has not said so.
He has not said so. Okay, then that should settle it. But do you think that he should take the challenge? As a former footballer. Is he a former footballer?
He's still active. I'm not aware he's retired.
A former blaster
player.
Would he be?
I mean, even
that. Is he still in active football?
Yeah, I mean, he says he's not retired.
I know he's been playing some Monday special, Tuesday special, Wednesday special, Thursday special.
I understand he had a team recently.
It's not like he has a team. His father has a team. Yeah.
No, not in Ghana.
No, he used to play for NAC Breda. But he's not with the team anymore.
That said that.
Yeah, that was prior to the World Cup, right?
Yes.
And people are even saying that now that he's had a club and all that, we should take him to a
That's
club.
right.
That's right.
Now he's not with NAC Breda anymore.
Well, Jen also.
Yeah. It was just a short-term contract. Yeah, but he's not. I mean, until he tells all of us that he's retired, the fact that he doesn't have a club now doesn't mean he's not active. Because his brother doesn't have a club either. Jordan also doesn't have a club. As we speak.
At this point, they should retire.
So, but until they come out officially to say they are retired, I mean, football is like that.
Okay.
Maybe before the end of
Wakasu
the transfer
doesn't
deadline.
have a club.
Not at this point.
He still plays active football?
Because I see them most often.
So they will train to get themselves fit, even if they are clubless at this point, so that if a club is interested, then at least by that time they will be in a certain physical condition.
Help me understand this. Since you are in this space, so Wakasu still plays football.
He's not retired.
No. I'm surprised.
Why?
The reason why I'm not saying he shouldn't. I'm saying that it looks as if we have a way of retiring people prematurely.
I mean, once you're not active, people are likely to.
I'm talking in.
People are likely to see you in that direction.
And then they.
Why wanted him to be still playing blaster?
Why is he that old?
How old is Wakasu?
Because he started out early. He played for the U17, I recall, and he's been a mainstay in the national team since then. Wakasu must be 30, around 35, 36. That is what I know. I don't know what you're
what
talking about.
What did you say? 40 what?
No,
35, 36 thereabouts.
Wakasu.
Yes.
Okay, so to you, how old does he look?
Like
40s?
Oh yeah.
Dede is 35.
No,
Jordan is 33, going to 34.
Dede was not born here, so chances are that his age would be real.
What are you suggesting?
You
were born here. Are you using your real age? You were born here. Are you using your real age?
Me?
Yes.
No, he's not into football. So
it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
He will use his real age.
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
But
I never.
No. So what are you saying? So that if you are born outside, you use your real age.
But that
place. If you are born here,
but no,
you use
for that place, right from the word go, the evidence will bear you out. In fact, the fact. And the records will bear you out.
Africa.
But Africa, Kwame, I've said around this table that see you see that most of our players, after U17, Have you seen Adia in recent
yeah,
times?
yes.
Have you seen Dominic Adia in recent times? I saw him and I was shocked.
I think he's retired now. I think.
Yes.
I'm not sure,
Why
but I
would
think-
Adia retire?
And that's the point I'm making.
He's
That we
30.
sing-
He's
we seem to
37
He's
now.
30 what?
37.
Please. They are all more than 40. Please.
Oh no, I
Dog, that's
doubt.
not fair.
No.
I doubt.
See,
No, that's not fair.
See,
Edia
you see,
Edia
this is
will
what
not
they
be in
do.
his 40s.
And then when they
I
go,
His
when
passport says-
after under 17 or maybe under 21 or under 20, whatever, and they have
His passport
they
says
have
he's
clubs to
37.
play overseas and they see them because they don't go with their age and they will go and give small ages. You see, age yeah, they have to give you maybe capsules and they'll be giving you syrup. The white man knows that indeed you are
60 or
you are 16
But
or something.
Cristiano Ronaldo is around 41 or so.
That is his real age. Don't you see?
But he's
It is
active. So what are
evident
you
in the
insinuating?
things that he's doing.
What
That
are you
is real age.
insinuating? Are you saying that once
Cristiano Ronaldo,
once they play
if
the
in this
rollout
part of
for-
the continent, if he was here, I'm telling you, by this time, he would have been 47.
no comments.
Come in serious, oh. So we
No
beg
comments.
our people. We beg our people. They should use their real ages because you see, like I said, you go and give small ages because football age and all that, and then when you go and you get injured, look at some great players we've had who have to leave the football scene because of injuries, and you know why? Because of the age, achino, and so when he is sick. Or
so you are saying that they bring this upon themselves. It's not like the system decides them.
Because you go and say you are 17, and then the white man 17, or 17 drew. No, at the time you are 25. Eh?
I didn't give birth to them. They say they are 36, 37.
I mean,
There's
you and I
football
know,
age.
you know that.
Me, I'll take it like
You
that.
know
Football age and there's
Their passport says so. So who am I? Who am I to say he's more than the
And I'm
age?
going
I
to-
don't have any. What proof do you have?
Bam,
The person says he's
even in
37.
the
What
civil
proof do you have?
service, even in the civil service and public service, how many of them are sitting in the ministries and agencies with their real ages?
The
Because
group-
what your age is so bad 10 years.
Let me say this. I'm not going to mention.
That plays the wahala.
I'm not going to
I'll tell
mention
you.
where she works at. My old mom, who is 71.
Wow, football age.
What's the age? So
You will find out too.
I can't do 4 years of local retirement. I'm still call retirement. So
We'll find out.
Can you imagine?
If the person has documentation to show that he is so and so age,
Oh, Kwame.
who am
what
I to?
documentation? Okay, the documentation you can actually get someone to work things out for you. Here in Ghana, you know it. You can always
Yeah.
And the point is, why would you want to reduce?
Didn't
your
you
age?
do your birth set yourself? People work, even at this age, people are 65, they still want to go and do birth set. Can you imagine? Who call your birth set at 65? What do you call
No,
it?
you should understand. Sometimes for travel purposes.
Yeah, for some documents.
Those times, you know, the birth certificate is actually
Some documents.
now it's biometric. So you
Some
want to-
documents.
no.
Some documents.
Are there documents?
Documents.
Please,
Documents.
Kwame. Yeah, this is what we do. And then,
Like
you
a
see,
few,
my
a few
problem
years
is that-
ago, I wanted to go to. I won't mention the country, and that was
Morocco,
that was the
it's
first time.
Morocco, it's
That was just last year. That was the first time I'd actually been asked by an embassy to bring my birth certificate. That was a couple of years ago. So I was like, what do they want it for? Because whatever details that are there are captured in my passport, and they insisted I should bring it for
Definitely,
whatever
because it
reason.
was a primary
Because
document.
I don't recall the last time I had used
Where's
my
my-
birth
where's my
certificate.
birth certificate?
So then I had to go and do it. And I remember I went to, there's an office around the beach there, around the sea around Accra.
Yeah.
Is it town name?
Yeah.
Something.
Yeah.
There's an office be down there,
Yeah.
close to the sea over there.
Yeah.
I had to go there because I was told that that's where you could get to do the birth certificate.
Yeah.
And then they asked me to go and they actually wrote something for me. I don't even remember what it was. So now I had to then go and look for some information to put the stuff together. Look, if people think that we don't keep records in this country,
No.
they are joking.
No. Records-
Look, the guys pulled out documentation at the hospital I was born. I was shocked. Because you hear all these funny things about some documents. Actually, they can't even find them and all of that.
Yeah, Kwame, you know they are.
And at that time, I was over 30.
and now you're around 56.
Oh, I beg. So I wasn't expecting.
I've got two ages,
I wasn't
so
expecting them
Kwame
to
has reduced his
trace and the document looked like well kept, well preserved. the hospital I was born, Green Hand,
when you were born,
around North Kanishi.
When you were born,
The documents, everything was intact. I was like,
I
hey.
doubt we had developed digitally.
No, so it was. I noticed that it was handwritten.
Yeah.
But the way it was kept, like in a very nice file,
Yes.
like I was shocked.
Yes.
I was like, oh wow.
But how did they do it?
I don't know.
We'll get there.
I
No,
was-
but there's an agency. I'm aware there's an agency in charge, like that deals with some of these in archives. Is there something archives? It's an agency under one of these ministries.
Recently, they were even
I was
complaining
pleasantly
about-
surprised, to be honest. I
Data
was like,
preservation and
oh,
all
wow.
that, and that they needed some resources to
but
be able
the
to
point
keep
is-
some of these.
The point is, we are coming from the analog era, and keeping data, keeping records of stuff like that wasn't something that we're used to. So coming from that era now we are talking about digitalization. It is something that relates to this era. It's not new, but it's new as far as our governance system is concerned. How were they able to go back? How were they able, for instance, to get your birth certificate from about how many years ago to keep that record?
And they went to pull it for us. I was sitting there. The guy
So it
went to
means
his
that
room.
the
and
National
went to do
Archive
this.
organization that you talked about, I've forgotten the right name.
Yeah.
It means that they have records of everyone in this country.
Possibly.
It means, and so recently, like you said, they were complaining about certain things. I think they need retooling.
Yeah.
We should find
They
a
need
day.
money. They
Yes,
need
we
money.
should find a day and do
And,
some of this,
yeah.
visit them and do some of these stories.
Yeah.
They need retooling. So
Yeah.
I'm sure they're able to get some of this stuff from them. Because you
Kwame,
like 56
the-
years ago, Kwame, you
Brony
were able
Chrome.
to get your birth certificate.
I
Hey,
beg.
Kwame, Brony
Kwame.
Chrome, I don't know, but I heard immediately you are giving birth now, right there.
Oh, you are registered.
You are, in fact,
Yeah,
everything.
everything is covered.
Because they,
That's what we are
because they
doing
use
now.
the data
That's what we are
for
doing now.
planning.
Now we are doing it.
That
They
same
started
week
it-
now,
they
Here we
started
use
it-
your
the
birth
data.
cert is ready.
Yeah.
Here we
They
use the
started
data
it-
for farming.
your
started
passport,
it-
I must say.
They started it many years ago. Afian Seduha, you know, it was
Oh,
traveling.
please.
Kakra.
And people
Over
will
there,
use
they
it.
are very
Oh,
serious.
Now
They
Oh.
are very serious. They use the data to plan.
Kwame, young footballers did here. They are matter there. I beg you.
Let us
I
celebrate
beg
our
you.
people before dog takes me to court.
But Kwame,
The person
Kwame,
says it's 20.
Kwame,
Who am I
let
to
me say,
argue
even
that?
as we wrap up, let me say a special good morning to, you know, we have NIO office here, just around here.
Oh, that one is
Yes.
the elite
That's
office.
prestige.
Yeah,
Yeah,
prestige.
Kwame,
Yeah,
they say I should
Queens.
let you know that they listen a lot. So a special good morning to Charity and the team there. They listen to us. They listen to the class morning show every week.
Oh, okay.
Madam Charity.
Charity, yes.
Okay.
And your charity, good morning.
Yes.
Yeah.
Madam Charity, good morning.
Yes, it's a special
We'll be
one.
visiting
But
very soon.
did you give the message or you know Charles? We want answers to that. You can send us a message.
No. Charity, actually, I knew because I visited them.
Eh.
And I heard them listen. And they
Hey.
told me that, we listen every morning,
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
I was like, yeah.
You know her.
Oh, but I know Charity.
Oh, okay.
I know Charity.
Okay.
Charity is a new friend, actually.
So that's the
Yeah.
prestige office.
Yeah, prestige of
The-
just here.
when you-
Yeah,
Socks and ties.
So when you miss your or when you lose your national ID card,
Yes.
then you go and see them.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely.
Okay.
With a partial,
And
it's
I think-
about
I
3
think- I
hours
think-
you'll be done.
So with a police extract, yeah? Like when your Ghana ID.
Well, I'm sure
your
1
Ghana
hour
card,
cry you get your card.
you get it. Oh, he says less than 1 hour.
Oh, less than 1 hour.
Yeah,
Okay.
essentially.
Maybe one of
Essentially.
these days
But
you,
you pay
should,
some-
you should bring them.
You pay
for-
some good money, I guess.
That I wasn't told. But
Oh, yeah,
definitely
yeah.
at this stage,
In cantonment.
there'll be there'll be
What are you
definitely-
talking about?
What
Man,
the office cries in cantonments?
In cantonment. You pay good money. my brother.
The location of the office now will tell you you have to
find
pay.
yourself within cantonment Laboni area.
Bruh.
You know that. Definitely.
Yes, you pay good money.
Pastor, don't come here with 100 cedis. Don't come here with 100
Kwame,
cedis or 50
have you
cedis.
seen that video? The video of the emergency team lady at the airport who was taking that money from the passenger.
Wajia.
Oh, but no, but Kwame, to be fair, the lady
Why
didn't
Jared?
ask. We in the video. Did you see the lady asking?
The new one or the old one?
No, but we didn't hear the sound, the conversation. What if?
There's a new one.
Is it a new one? The woman put the money in the bowl
No. So this one, I think it was under. So the woman took the money from the bag.
and put it in the bowl.
Uh-huh.
And then
There was a bowl there.
Yes, they
No,
held-
you
so
see
there
that bag?
Yes.
That bowl you usually would drop all your
Yes,
stuff
luggage
in.
into.
For it to go
Check,
through
yes.
the what's it
The,
called? The
those
machine that
checkpoints
you
and
had
all
there.
of that. Yeah.
Yes. So the woman's handbag was actually in the bowl. So after it went through the device or the machine, then it got to the lady, and then the woman was picking her, and then she dipped her hand in her handbag and drop something small in the bowl for the lady. And
For
the lady,
Coco.
in a very.
This one, it was under. So the lady, like, it was more like, I'm sneaking my hand through to take something. Aha, that's where the contention
Then I've
is.
not seen the video.
You need to check out that video.
Me, I don't see it, honestly. Kwame, it is typical of the Ghanaian. I mean, gesture.
I mean, something for breakfast.
Last night, 1.3 FM.
Elsewhere, everywhere they give tips. Waji.
But you and I don't know whether
We
or
are
not the
we
woman
are
willingly
looking
did it.
face people too. Waji. What? You girls will drink cocoa. Waji. You better like waji. May he grow in a pool of wisdom. And this one is coming from Mr. T in Kolegono. So happy birthday to you, young man. Ellis Nene Amanote Day, as you celebrate birthday number 14. Hey, now you're a big man. Yeah, birthday number 14. You be big boy. You're also celebrating your birthday, and to my old mate from primary school, Mr. Webster Vanden Bosch. Today is your birthday. Happy birthday to you on this very, very, very special day. Opportunity to say happy birthday to you, Dr. Raphael Bafo Ewa. You're also celebrating your birthday, my old mate from the University of Ghana. Happy birthday to you. So another old mates from primary school, Kwame Dwomoh-Agyemang. These days you are based in Canada. I say happy birthday to you. Have a good one on this day. Or sister, we will do this on this platform here on Class 91.3 FM. Keep your messages coming. The WhatsApp number remains same, 0500,000 202 0500,000 202.
Class 91.3 FM.
This is Class 91.3 FM, and this is a piece of my mind, which is a segment of the show where I share my thoughts on a subject or more, and also give you an opportunity for you to do same. You can reach us via multiple means on our WhatsApp 0500,000 202 0500,000 202. Alternatively, you can reach us on our socials. We're streaming live on Facebook. Unfortunately, we can't pick calls today as well. Our technicians are still working very hard to ensure that our phone lines are very, very, very active. We can't pick calls today as well. This morning I want to focus on two major issues. One is on the front page of the Daily Graphic. So if you've had a copy of the Daily Graphic today, you would see the story. I saw the story on a graphic online platform last night, and this morning I see that story is also on the front page of the Daily Graphic. If you've seen it, you see this headline: stroke rises among men aged 30 to 49. Stroke rises among men aged 30 to 49. I'm just going to be reading a few excerpts, and then I'll take this from there. Why stroke is rising here in Ghana for people between 30 and 49. 30 to the 49 year group. When we were relatively young, but even before I go into that, let me just read this portion. The country has recorded rising levels of stroke cases in the last 3 years, with the numbers going up in thousands per 100,000 members of the population. A public health physician and health systems researcher of the Ministry of Health, Dr. Mavis Sechi, who disclosed this in Accra on Monday, August 24th, said as almost 48% of the stroke cases were in men from 30 to 49, and the story goes on and on. In fact, when I saw this yesterday, I cringed. And I cringed for a reason. I asked myself why this is happening. You know, on Wednesdays, we like to do health on this platform. And I was like, this is something I really want to put out. The question is why? When I was relatively younger, when you heard someone had suffered a stroke, the person was relatively aged, in their 70s, in their 80s. Of course, at that time you were a kid and you probably do not understand these things that much. But many years down the line, when you've had an opportunity to go through school and understand what could possibly be the cause with respect to that, then you appreciate these things even better. What you do to a very large extent has an impact on these things. So I was trying to get some information as to what is causing this rise, or what is causing this surge, and what you and I can do to ensure that we are very far away from this. And I came across this material. In Ghana and globally, stroke in young adults has more than doubled since 2019. Not because of age, and I want you to pay particular attention to this, not because of age, but lifestyle. And there were 5 pointers that I saw, and I'm going to share them. 1, unchecked hypertension. Many 30s don't check BP until they suffer a stroke. 2, stress plus poor sleep plus sitting all day. 3, heavy, salty, fried late dinners, sugary drinks, alcohol. 4, no exercise. It's all about cars, sitting at your desk, and spending as much time on the phone. And 5, smoking and shisha. When I came across this material, I was asking myself, how do these play in? This is not the first time I've discussed something to do with this on this platform. I remember I mentioned this a couple of months ago on this platform, and incidentally, it's come up very strongly again. If I look through all the 5, you'll be surprised that even people with the highest level of education, until they are sick, they barely check their blood pressure. It is only when they find themselves in hospital that they would have to go through the process of their vitals being checked. So people are living with high blood pressure for years, and they themselves do not have an idea that their pressure is rising, because these things do not show any outward signs that you may see. Before I came on air this morning, I engaged a doctor friend of mine, and one of the things that he mentioned was the fact that you would barely see anything, for starters, when your pressure is rising, until something goes horribly wrong, or until you yourself, you notice some changes within your body, and then you decide on your own volition that I want to go to the hospital. I think something is amiss with me. And then when you go and it's quickly identified, then a solution may be planned for you. If it is something to do with the kind of food you're eating, then that will be looked at. But if you've gotten to a certain point, then you may be put on medication. Chances are that you may even be put on medication for life, depending on a number of reasons. So he mentioned all of these things that I have mentioned. And one of the things that he advised, and I hope that you listening to me, if you can, and I don't even want to say if you can, because you should be able to. One of the things he told me this morning was that he's advised as many of his patients not to wait till they get to hospital before their vitals are checked. Gone are the days where you could only find these things in the hospital. Today, when you go to a lot of these pharmacy shops, they sell the machine that is used to check your stats. In a week, if you can check it at least a reasonable number of times, just to know where you are, it helps, because you may not likely see any sign physically outward that will tell you that your pressure is going up, and it could come with consequences. He said if you have about 300 CDs, 250 Ghana CD, about 400 Ghana CD, you should be able to get one. And it is not something you're going to be checking 10 times a day. 2-3 times a week is fine. So you can use a machine for a very long time. And when you're done, the moment you are done checking, you take the batteries out. You don't keep the batteries in the machine. So if it's something you're keeping in a very good place, you can keep it for a very long time, especially when you've gone beyond 30. And I saw this in this report. Then he also mentioned the fact that the young man or the young man today, there's absolutely nothing wrong with chasing your dreams. There's absolutely nothing wrong looking for money. But there appears to be a very big emphasis on acquiring the world. These were his words, acquiring the world. We want everything. But I remember he said again, it's absolutely not wrong to desire a thing or two and working hard to desire a thing or two. But it shouldn't be at the expense of your life. Sleep when you have to sleep. Rest when you have to rest. If you can afford every now and then, go for a vacation. If you can afford every now and then, when you realize that your body is reaching a breaking point, take a leave. Get some rest. Because a lot of us are involved in jobs that are really hitting us hard as far as that is concerned. So he cited this example. You happen to live, let's say, somewhere on my stretch. Your office is at Accra Central. If you wake up at 7 o'clock, you bet you're going to be fired in no time, because you're going to be getting to work late because of the traffic experience that you're facing. So a lot of us on that stretch, we are waking up around 4:30. Meanwhile, our work is starting at 8 or 8:30. But because of traffic, we don't want to be late. We close around 5. And for some of us who work in banks and stuff like that, closing at 5 doesn't mean you are walking out of the office. Sometimes you are staying to balance. So in staying to balance, you end up leaving the office around 7:30, 8, and getting home maybe after 9. You get home and you also want to eat fufu. And the moment you are done with the fufu, you are going to bed at 10. And by 3:30, 4 the following morning, you are awake. And you are doing that sometimes Monday to Saturday. And you are barely taking a rest. Take a rest if you can, because it would save you. Then he mentioned a point about sitting for very long hours, including what I do here. Come and sit for 4 hours. Some of you sit for 6 hours, 7 hours, 8 hours. Every now and then, just walk around the office. Just walk around. You don't have to walk from Accra to Kanishi so that everybody will see that you are walking. Even within the premises of your office, walk to the junction from where your office is located. Konebra, After every 1 hour, 2 hours, if your job would allow, just take that little walk. And it can do a lot for you. Then he was very, very heavy about food. The kinds of foods that we are eating today is causing us a lot of problems. And we have absolutely no idea that these things are causing us a lot of problems. Salt is good. Even when a baby is being named, in my part of the world, we will do sugar and salt. For you, the day old baby who doesn't even understand anything during the naming process. But some of you, then you load the food with a lot of salt. It comes with consequences. You like to eat very late. And when you eat late, you are going to bed the next minute. You don't even wait for the food to settle or digest. Straight to bed. Meanwhile, you are eating after 8, 9, 10. It is only a matter of time. It is gradually building up. But you have no idea what that is doing to your body. You're on your way at some point to becoming diabetic, if you care to know. Because you're not burning any fat. It is only accumulating in your body. As for the drinks, I'm sure this is not the first time you listening to me on this platform has mentioned it. All these fizzy drinks, all these sugary drinks, all these energy drinks, they are not good for you. Drink water, you won't die. Unfortunately, our water is also contaminated. It has become an albatross. It has become a headache for us. You want to drink water and do away with the fizzy drinks. But the water has also become contaminated because of some greedy bastards. But if you find water, drink. I have doctor friends who have told me a bottle of beer once in a long while will not spoil anything. Okay. But those same people will tell you if you can avoid it, avoid it. Just like you know a doctor who smokes. He will tell you don't smoke, but he's smoking. Because it'll be in the body. If you can avoid it, avoid it. Yes, you may say one bottle of beer or one bottle of wine or one glass of wine once in a while will not spoil anything. But these are things that you know at some point you can't take one. After one, you want to take a second one. You probably want to take a third one. And before you know it, it becomes habitual. You are taking it every other day, every other time. Be very careful. Alcohol in crazy quantities. It is there in that report. And these days you go to pubs and they are mixing all kinds of concoctions. So in the neighborhood in which you live, do you see how the young boys are going? 39, 31, 32. You see them today. The next day you see them on the wall in your neighborhood. Drinking competition. And adding all kinds of things to the drinks. You don't know what you're doing to yourself. If only you knew what you were doing to yourself, you would stop that nonsense. Then he talks about processed food. Cook if you can. Cook. Don't always jump to these malls and buy all of these processed foods with chemicals being used to keep it for a very long time. You have no idea. How many of us, the last time we went to the mall and bought a product and look at the ingredients of the product? Take your time and check. And sometimes when you see some of the ingredients, you probably will not buy. But a lot of us, we just pick from the shelf. We put it in the basket, we go and pay, and off we go. We barely pay attention to all of those things. Any product that has best before end, something is being used to preserve that food. Have you ever asked yourself what it is? The worst one is the shisha. I don't know if it's become a competition. A couple of years ago, I went to a pub in my neighborhood. I won't mention the name. Because all the guys go there, we watch football, we talk, we laugh, we argue a bit, and then we'll all go home. And then I saw a young man with a balloon. I thought it was a balloon, to be honest. But something told me, what would a grown man like that be doing with a balloon at the pub? It didn't sit well with me. Long and short, I got to know what was in it. Some nitrate, something. And he was inhaling it confidently. It's up to him. But this is the trend we're seeing. If it's not shisha, it is the balloon. Do you have an idea what is going inside your body? Maybe you don't have ambitions to live long and see your kids and see your grandkids and possibly your great-grandchildren like me. But if you have that ambition, you will be doing yourself a word of good by staying very far from these things. You see, the painful part is not just about suffering the stroke, but the fact that you become helpless. You need a lot of medication. Treatment comes at a cost, and chances are that you may also not recover. And then you become a burden on your family. And if you are young, at 38 and 39, if you have got kids, who should come and take care of them? Your sisters or your brothers who themselves have their families, or your father and your mother who are old? Who should come and take them of you, or take care of them? Not to talk about you yourself. Because you become a burden, you can't do anything. That is the worst part. Let's do our best to stay healthy. Let's do our best to stay strong. Let's do our best to take care of our families. Support them. Grow together. See your kids. See them excel. See them do well. Do the little you can to take care of yourself rather than becoming a burden for your family. Eat well. Do away with the junk. Do away with the fries. Just do away with it completely. Do away with it. Eat the leaves. Eat the veggies. Very little carbs is okay. Eat your fish. Drink a lot of water. Add some exercises if you can. It's good to be healthy, oh. Chairman, it's good to be healthy. It is painful to be wasting your money on medications. You work so hard. And your susu is at a pharmacy shop. Your savings, instead of saving at the bank, you'll be saving at a pharmacy shop. It is very painful. I know people who virtually live on drugs. Not drugs as in drugs. But they need a medication or two every single day. And they are not coins. They always tell me how they wish they knew a thing or two 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 15 years ago, 7 years ago, 5 years ago, how they wish. But it's late. But they are trying. And they are spending a fortune on medications. I don't want you to get there. I want you to be healthy. I want you to live long. I want to celebrate you. I want you to wake up being healthy every single day. And it's for our own good. And it's for our own families. Do the things that would keep you alive. Don't do the things that would make you a burden. As for the other bit, I wanted to do politics. But we discussed that as strength. And I was looking at the state. I was going to look at the state of the NPP now. With respect to people I hear who have picked up forms and who would want to help bring the party back to power. Let me just be very brief on that. Unfortunately, I can't take calls. The NPP as a political party has seen better days. The NPP as a political party have had leaders of repute who have led the party to glory and have managed the party in opposition. What I want to see in this country is a government who is working hard and is under opposition who is putting the government on their toes. I recall in 1992 as a kid in primary school, the NDC had 190 plus parliamentarians. The National Convention's party led by Koin Kensenaka had only 5 members of parliament. But I'm told it was a very interesting one. In 1996, I saw J.H. Mensah lead the NPP in opposition with a little over 60 members of parliament. But they were loud, they were vociferous, they were very educated, they would scrutinize every document and they put the NDC on their toes. And we saw them take power in 2000. You can say all you want about the reign of President Kufuor. But we saw leadership. We saw leaders. We saw people who ran the country in a certain way and bringing their expertise to bear on leading the country and our growth forward. Today you look at sometimes both sides of the political divide and some people who want to find themselves in office. I don't have a problem with young people aspiring to get there. But one of the things that I appreciated very much as a young kid following the political space was that a lot of people who had found their way there were fairly experienced in their lives whatever they were doing, whether as lawyers, doctors, whatever. And they brought all of those experiences of 20 years, 30 years and more to bear. The young ones who got in there also came with their own thing. President Kufuor himself was deputy foreign minister at 29. So it's not like young people have not been given the opportunity before. Years ago, Professor Buzia gave them an opportunity. But today, a lot of them are just a waste of our time. Very uncouth, speak anyhow, very little political experience, and they are only interested in your wealth. And loot, and create, and share among themselves. So everybody is jumping into that space and want to be leading a political party at a certain point. So the focus is not necessarily on developing the states, but the focus is very much personal. What I can get if my political party finds its way to power. That appears to be the norm these days, because we see it. We see these people who are gunning for political positions. Some by virtue of the fact that they have accumulated a certain level of wealth. They can throw the money around. They can pay the delegates, which we know they do. They can bribe them. They don't pay, they bribe them to vote for them, which we know they do. It is not because of your message or what you want to do. But someone will say it is what it is. But we're still hoping that at some point, things will get better as far as leadership of our various political parties are concerned. Getting the right people into office, whether it's at the party level or whether it's at the ministerial level or whether it's at the presidential level, for these people to take decisions that would ultimately turn your life and my life around, and not people who would come in to create, to loot, and to share. Like I mentioned, sadly, I can't take any phone calls at this point, but I can take your messages. This morning, WhatsApp number is 0500,000 202 0500,000 202. You can send me a message, or you can find us on our socials. We're streaming live on Facebook. Give us that message, and I would read whatever you have to share with us. This one says, "Good morning, Kwame. I have observed that the contractor constructing the Tema motorway is pouring a lot of clay on the road instead of sand or gravels." Okay, Mark in Accra New Town, you send me those one. Okay. This one is coming from Prosper in Dowinger. Okay. Okay, all right. So you're giving some advice. Okay, you're helping me out with when Fifi Kwete was propaganda secretary. Thank you very much. And he was doing that, setting the record streets. I appreciate that, Prosper. I always love my listeners. They have my back all the time. Kwame, for every 20 minutes on your PC, take your eyes off and focus your eyes on an object 20 feet or about 6 meters away for 20 seconds. That is the 20-20-20 rule. This is aside taking a walk around your office every couple of hours. Okay, thank you, Prosper, for that dedication. We are all interested in our health. Hi, Kwame. As for the NPP and the kind of people they have now as leaders leading them, they will remain in opposition for as long as voters are wise down. The health issue you raise is very, very serious, but we won't listen and do it. Now you go to those clubs, you would see young ones from high school smoking all over the place. After they do all this and they become sick and plagued with serious health issues, then they become a burden and a liability to family members, and we have to be sending money for treatments. It's very, very annoying. Okay. Papa BCU sends me a message from Spintex this morning. He says, "Good morning. The trotro drivers are seriously sabotaging the government by increasing their fares unreasonably. The transport minister must stop them before it is too late, because they are gradually eroding the gains of the NDC governments and citizens. For example, this morning the trotro drivers operating from Estate Junction at Sakumono to La Paz, instead of charging 9 cedis to Achimota overhead, are now charging 12 cedis. Similar increases are going on in other places. This is unfair, you say." Okay. Kwame, good morning. This is true. Sometimes when I go for jogging at 4 a.m., and I see young men at the sports by the roadside drinking club and kebab and sausage at the same time, you'd ask yourself if they are concerned about their health. Tony in Wolanyo, they are not bothered. Or maybe they just don't care. Maybe. Kindly help me wish Nana Kwampuku a glorious birthday. May God continue to enlarge your coast. Much love. And this one is coming from Mr. Jonathan. This one says, Kwame, regarding age cheating in football, our system doesn't really help the footballers. By the time the young lad emerges on the football scene, he's already mature. And so, to get accepted, his age has to be fabricated. Eski in Tema, you send those one. OPK, Patriotic Voices. You send a very lengthy message. You say, regards to the Honorable Sampine, and you say he's incoming National MPP Affairs Vice Chairman, and the Honorable Boache Chairman Sine Jaku. He is the incoming MPP Chairman, according to you. You say the law must take its course on the former Mahama appointees, like the Honorable Kwame Dwomoh-Agyemang, the former Power Minister, on the back of the issues with Aska Energy. And you have a long list of people you want to greet. Hey, it's a very long list. It will be impossible for me to do all of that. Meshak in Namasamai, you say, finally, the Honorable Agyemang has been forced by the minority caucus in Parliament to go to court to exonerate himself from the claim made by lawyer Sami Jemfi, which Agyemang himself is not happy about. You see, and I can say that the Honorable Agyemang's political career will come to an end the day lawyer Sami Jemfi is asked to provide evidence in court. And let me give a strong warning to the MPP to stay away from false claims. If not, Sami Jemfi will collapse their party. Okay. Thank you very much for your message. This one says, Kwame, which authority in this country checks and regulates the substance being sold in all of these pubs dotted around? Is it the FDA? Nelly from Michelle Camp. Well, if they are alcoholic products, I know they go through a fair bit of checks, so the FDA is very much into that. The question is if they are checking everything. Like I said, I go to a pub which is a walking distance from my house, and if you see me there, it's because we are going to watch football. We just like to congregate there. Of course, a pub, so people would come and buy all kinds of things. And every time I go there, I see all kinds of drinks. As to whether all of them have been cleared to be sold, to be honest, I have no idea. Because you see a lot of them. You see some of them which are advertised on television, and then you normally see this has been approved by the FDA at the end of that advert. But there are so many drinks out there today, so maybe it's impossible for me to know which one has been approved and which one has not been approved. This one says, kindly help me wish Madame Pukua Portia a belated happy birthday. May God continue to enlarge your coast. Much love. And this is coming from Jonathan. This one says, what Papa Bisu is saying about our drivers secretly increasing their fares is true. The earlier government wakes up to stop them, the better. Mark in Accra, Newtown, you come back with this message. This one is from K. Kusi. You say, per the IMF reports on the Galamsey board or gold board, every Ghanaian is indebted to the tune of 600 Ghana cedi. This came as a result of Sami Jemfi's mismanagement. Future creates loot and share. Okay, that's your opinion. Teacher Kujo says Sami Jemfi is simply trying to divert the attention from the losses incurred by Gold Board, and unfortunately some Ghanaians have fallen for the distraction. He may think he's being clever, but some of us can see through the strategy. The question is, why is he suddenly bringing up this extortion allegation now? It appears to be an attempt to silence opinion and shift the public conversation away from the real issues. Okay, thank you. Okay, Davisena, thank you, Mom, for this message. You say, good morning, area boys. The Honorable Algaga would relinquish his board member position on assumption of office as majority chief. Okay, thank you. I like this one. He can't hold both positions concurrently. Davisena, thank you very much for that education. Me, those on boards, cry. I don't want them to be there. But it's not up to me to decide. This one says, Good morning, Kwame. I'm Bismarck from Adenta. Health is wealth, but it seems like the youth of today don't simply value it. Okay. Bismarck. Okay, this is what we'll do. Okay, your number is here. I would engage you because it looks like you are very passionate about this issue to do with the commissions on the driving apps. I would engage you and probably engage some of your fellow drivers as well. I am told from the little conversations I've had with a few Uber drivers is that you are paying between 20 and 30% of your commissions to the organization. So if you are working, and we know them, Bolt, Uber, Yango, I don't know if all of you pay the same amount of money, but that's the conversation I picked up, that you are paying between 20 and 30% of the commissions you made, and it is I think it's deducted from source as well. So whatever you earn, if you are earning, let's say 10,000 for the month of August, if it is up to 30%, then 3,000 will go like that. I don't seem to appreciate losing 30% of your work, but I'll get you in. I'll get you in, and we'll have a conversation one of these days. Francis comes back to say, "Hi Kwame, to road, health, the power sector, the sabotage is on the rise. With respect to the road contractors, particularly the Tema motorway to Aplau, if GM and the road minister don't rise up and keep him in check, the project is going at a very slow pace. He will disgrace the government." And you say to our health minister, what is also happening with the Agenda 111 hospitals? The president said about 35 of them will be attended to. Are we doing so? Okay. This one says, help me say happy birthday to Mr. Augustine Mensah, the head teacher of Agape Educational Institute in Asham, Lebanon. Nelly from Michelle Camp. So happy birthday to you, Mr. Augustine Mensah. Babs sends me a message and says, Kwame, all factors you said that create stroke, at least which and every one of us do one of it. Examples are the stress of working hard to earn money. Okay, after hard work, at least take a break. Yeah, take a break, relax. Take a break and relax. Have some fun, play some music. Yeah, have some fun, play some music. And take it easy, yeah, and have some fun, and at least you'll be able to recover the body a bit. Have some fun, take some music, listen to some good music, laugh, and dance sometimes. national security has moved online through social media and encrypted chats. We're also going to be looking at election 2028. The NPP are in the news. A young man who wants to be the national youth organizer of the party, popularly known as Adenta Kumi, is warning that anybody who tries to mess up with any NPP member or the ballot box would meet God in heaven, and you know what that means. And Wontumi has also withdrawn from the NPP chairmanship race. Some say it was only a matter of time before that did happen. And well, in the last 24 hours, we've had that confirmed. We're going to be starting the conversation with that with respect to the comments of Adenta Kumi on he wanting to lead the NPP and those very strong words he used yesterday, and then we'll get the politicians involved in the conversations.
Chairman, today we came to show you our team. I made a statement some time ago and the NDC came after me. But I've told them, even if we have to go to hell to campaign and win, that is what we'll do. This new MPP is a new party altogether. The MPP of 2024 is not the MPP of 2028. And we are sending a warning to the NDC. We will meet them shoulder to shoulder. What happened the last time that they misbehaved and took ballot boxes, they were beating some of our candidates. Under my watch, it will not happen. And Chairman, I'm saying this without fear. If anybody attempts to mess around with any NPP person or the ballot box on that day, I'm telling you, don't meet God. As to how to meet God, we don't know. Chairman, I'm not afraid of anybody, and they know. I serve dementia, and they've taught us we are not afraid of anybody. By the grace of God, I hold a two-force gun. We are not afraid of anybody. Yeah. We are only here to serve Ghana. We are only here to serve Ghana. So if they don't want peace, we will show them what power is. But Chairman, I have personally promised my heart that whatever we will do to make Dr. Bawumia become president, Chairman, whatever we will do to win seats, to become majority in parliament, we will do it. Chairman, many of our MPs suffered and there were little things. I'm not going to be a national youth organizer who sit in Accra and work. I'm going to be a national youth organizer that will stay in every constituency at least 2 nights, because we need to be able to feel the problems of the people down there. We need to have a relationship with the people down there. Chairman, the time has come that we have to change things. I've told people that I don't want to fill a position. I want to create change. I want to create change. I want to make a difference. And I want to support my fellow youth so that this new patriotic party will be more attractive than it is. There's room for improvement. There's a saying. Chairman, there's a saying. Achia Suembuye. MPP youth is not destroyed. We are there. We are asleep. But I, Adenta Kumi, we are waking everyone. Thank you very much.
Okay, so that's a young man who wants to lead the NPP from the organizer front. The focus is not just about him wanting to lead. I mean, that's up to the delegates of the party to decide whether they want to give him the nod. But the focus on a number of things that he said there. If you want to break it down, he used some very strong words. He spoke about people meeting God and all of that if they try to, tamper with the ballot box in any way or form. There are security agencies in this country. The security agencies will be dealing with issues of elections when it comes to maintaining the peace and security. There are bodies that deal with issues of electoral challenges here and there. When he says he would meet God, I've had people say he might probably be the first, but I'm not interested in that one either. But what is the basis of his power, or is he going to be doing that with vigilante groups or what? I've also seen people sharing on social media, whether it is by force to come and serve anybody, because he says that they want to come and serve. And the fact that at this point, the NPP is also, maybe that's the political side of those statements. At this point, the NPP also is not doing too well. So he would work very hard to ensure that the party gets to reclaim some seats because some MPs had challenges. So he's in the Greater Accra region, he's in Adenta. The NPP have only 5 seats in the Greater Accra region, so they have a lot of work to do. Nationwide, they have only 88 out of a total of 275. So they also have a lot of work to look there. So there are a number of sides to the statements that Mr. makes, the political side, and then maybe to a very large extent on the threat side as well. Let me get my guest into the conversation. I have the representative from the NDC join me in the studio this morning, and we are going to get into that very, very shortly as well. We would also have the reps from the other sides of the political divide also join us as we go into this conversation. As for my brother in the studio, I see that he wants to go for a regional position as well. My brother Thomas Ayi has joined me in the studio. Tom, good morning.
Good morning, my brother. How are you doing?
I'm doing well. I've seen your flyers everywhere. And I've seen your short videos and posters on TikTok and some platforms as well. Yeah, yeah. You have not seen them?
No, I've also been following you. You are doing great.
Me is my job. You
What's your job?
My job is
your job is to help young guys groom them to become better in future, isn't it? So that's that.
But you are the powerful man.
I'm not how powerful.
When you get the position, you become powerful.
Oh, not at all. That perception is not true.
Which position are you gunning for again?
I'm contesting for Greater Accra Deputy Regional Communication Officer.
Okay.
Somebody who has passed through the mill. I started from the branch. I was the youth organizer in Hindu branch of Ablekmanov constituency. I went to University of Cape Coast. I became level 100. I was the first level 100 student who was given appointment as audit committee chairperson.
Oh, I see.
Yes, level 100. Level 200, I became the propaganda secretary. Those days, do you remember?
You have been doing propaganda since.
Secretary. Yes. So it was propaganda secretary. I think in 2012 there, it was propaganda secretary. Then,
it reminds me of, do you know, I don't know if he's still alive, Vincent Assise. Many years ago, he was propaganda secretary of the party. If he's alive, he must be old by now. I don't know. Yeah.
Last 2 months, I met our former propaganda secretary.
Fifi Gwede.
No, not Fifi Gwede. Kwashiga.
Yeah. Mr. Kwashiga, I met him about 3 weeks ago.
I met him at Dodo Wade, Bonkata Manso. Yeah, I met him, and then we spoke a lot. I never knew he has been following me. So from there, I became the constituency communication officer. So myself and then Desmond, we were strolling from one media house to a different one.
The same Desmond we know.
The Desmond you know, he was very active. But back now because of job and other things, he's been occupied. He's enjoying the low. We've been moving those days, Charlie. We've been moving, and with my brother. Those days, Charlie, my brother, he's an experienced guy for more than a decade, right?
Oh, more like close to 2 decades.
Yes, because I remember there's this one station, Ala Jode, Aveno, on the main street.
Atinka.
No, not Atinka. Just recently, there was
radio hits.
No, Papa Kosindum.
One of them, maybe.
One of his 91 point something.
Okay.
I've been meeting in the talent. It's not easy. So easy. We've gone through the mill. Sometimes political parties fail their people because those who have gone through the mill are not given opportunities. Opportunities sometimes are given to Charlie, Abba Fresh for no. And then you realize when you go to his office, Charlie is not there. You pass back gate and tell you he's not there. When you call him, he doesn't pick. And sometimes those you even know, they come here. They come and speak here because they've gotten 1 or 2 things. When you even call them, they don't even pick your call. Not to talk of even respond or call you back. Yes. So I was then the deputy communication officer. Then I became the substantive communication officer of Ablekumanov.
Okay.
So I served as deputy, served as substantive communication officer, and now we are moving on. We have to move on for others to also occupy those seats. So now I'll be contesting for deputy Greater Accra Regional Communication Officer.
And how's the grounds like?
Very solid, very solid. Because this time the people say, Charlie, if you have not passed through the system, you have to show working, show your report card before they will vote for you. Show them what you have done and what you will do for the communicators. You know, when you take party structure, you take chairman. Chairman is mostly active when we get to political seasons, campaign era. When you take youth organizer, they say only active when it gets to, okay, let's say political era, election time, and all those things. When you take women organizer, mobilization of the women, the same thing. But the only portfolio within any political structure that do not go on leave, that do not rest, that do not sleep. Look at my brother. He's taking breakfast in the studio. Can you compare him to the chairman of the constituency? He's asleep somewhere. The secretary is asleep somewhere. So the only portfolio of a political structure that do not rest, that do not go on leave, that do not retire, you can't retire. I was listening to one of our senior MPs. He told me he had kidney issue, but always he's on air. Desmond called me around 11. I just got home. I was even eating at that time. I was eating at that time.
Don't be eating late, I beg you.
Because of the job. You see, I'm telling you the nature of the communication job. I hope you understand the nature of the communication. You don't rest. You don't go on leave. So I have to prepare and come this morning and come and do what I was asked to do at 11. So just imagine the time I'll be going to sleep as at that time. So the people need your report card. Have you passed through the mail, or you are just being brought because godfather, godmother?
You may have passed through the mail, but I'm sure it also has to do with who may be interested in the same position as well, and what the other person or persons may be bringing to the table.
Sure.
How many people are contesting you, if you know?
No, I've not heard about any. I've not heard any. Maybe people will be coming. Maybe people will be coming, but as at now, when you go to Ponkata Manson, when you go to Ningo Pram Pram, when you go to Ayawaso Central, when you go to Ayawaso North, when you go to English Amanfru, when you go to Ablekuma South, all these constituencies I'm mentioning to you, I can mention the executives to you because I've worked with them before. All they say is, Tom, we need you for a proactive communication in Greater Accra.
It's not like you're doing poorly in the Greater Accra region. I mean, there's a constituency where, in the last election, even though you were in opposition, you managed to win 29 seats.
29 seats.
So whatever Chairman Ashimore and his team, whatever they did, that worked for them. If you are coming to even make things better, then the standards must be very, very high.
And you know, not even with the chairman and the current regional executives only. You know, my boss, Sami Jefi, and then Akogan, and Malik Bansitali, they have raised the standard of communication. I hope you understand. They have raised the standard of communication. So, I know the work we have done with them. And I know when I come, whatever is there, we will also raise the standard. We will also lift the bar higher.
Okay. I wish you well.
Thank you.
Saka, good morning.
Yeah, good morning, Kwame.
Good to see you.
Yeah, fantastic.
You look good.
Yeah, you also look good.
Life is good for you, even in opposition.
Oh, well, I mean, after taking cocoa, David, I have to look good. You know, I think we've taken cocoa all our lives. And
Tom was telling me that the cocoa is dessert. You've eaten your American breakfast.
oh, no, I'm not American. That's the reason why if you give me America, I won't go. I'm used to this land. And
Are you sure?
I'm telling you, Despite everything,
You love Ghana too much.
I want to make it in Ghana. I don't believe in just the
Greener pastures.
Yeah, greener pastures. You know, and that is more greener elsewhere than where you are, and therefore you have to strive. If it's school, going to school and coming back, that one fair enough. But I think Ghana is the best place.
Okay, so let's get into the issues right away.
But with Tom's candidature, I think I can endorse it. Endorsing it means that an opponent has endorsed him.
Don't use it against him.
Yeah, with the way
Dr. Boy.
Okay, boy. Yeah, I mean, actually, with the way
Sami Javi endorsed him.
with his
He endorsed him and it became problem.
Yeah.
World Cup.
yeah. With how formidable he is, I've had a lot of encounter with him when it comes to disagreement on panel discussions, and to that extent, I can vouch for his competence and propaganda level. And then the NDC, the NDC,
his competence and propaganda level.
Yeah, the NDC
okay, I like that
propaganda.
one.
His boss, I mean, Sami Jemfi, Malik Basentali that he's talking about, Okogan, all of them are my friends, especially Okogan and Malik. And I know that without propaganda, those guys could not be where they are. You get the point. So I will endorse him.
No mind him.
So I'm going to endorse him. Because when I endorse him, the English people will say that your opponent has endorsed you. So that if they don't vote for him, it will inure to the benefit of the MPP.
So that's why you are endorsing him.
Yeah.
No comments. I won't add anything to that one. So you let me go back to Tom. I mean, Tom, I played the tape, and I'm sure you were doing a listening. Adenta Kumi's tape. I played the tape for a reason. There are a number of sides to what he said. Towards the end, he speaks about the fact that even here in the Greater Accra region, the party is in a very difficult situation. I mean, there's a party that going into the election in 2024 had 20 out of the 34 seats. Now they have 5, only in the Greater Accra region alone. He talks about issues to do with MPs not performing very well. He talks about the fact that over the years they have been intimidated. He won't allow that. He talks about the fact that the MPP as a political party leads a lot of youthful re-engineering to ensure that the party comes back to the fore. But what he's been taking on since he made his comments since yesterday is the fact that he raises issues of disturbances with the ballot box and the fact that anybody who crosses the path of the NPP will meet God. We all know what that means. You don't meet God every day. We all know what that means. And he ignores the fact that even if there are challenges at polling stations as a result of issues to do with the elections, there are authorities that are assigned to manage these issues. What do you make of these comments?
Thank you, my brother. First, let me say good morning to the first gentleman of the land, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, for where he has brought Ghana. The debt to GDP is reducing every day. Inflation is in good shape every day. The people of Ghana, we are all happy with his performance. And let me say good morning to my MC, Honorable Kalamu Musa, and the MP for Ablekuma North. You know this place, Dakuman Junction, Odoko, the outer lane. The street over there is very, very horrible, and I've been talking about that since ages. But by God's grace, with the good performance of the MCE in Ablekuma Kalamu Musa, and I believe His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will tap his shoulders at the right time. He's doing very, very well. They are working on that place. I think they are doing 24 hours on that stretch of the road. My brother, you see, with the statement, what is his name? Is it Kumi? Kumi what? Adenta Kumi also made. It's very sad, but I see it to be a youthful exuberancy than somebody who sat, planned, and has a message for the delegates of MPP as a national chairman. Ghana is growing to a tangent where we do politics of policies. You bring out your policies and we discuss your policies, and then we decide to vote for you based on your policies. I hope you understand it. Now, we were in this country, so it clearly shows the ideology of the NPP, how they think. What he has said clearly shows the ideologies and how the NPP thinks. And it clearly shows you that the reason why men in uniform put on their uniform from their houses in Banda and shot through a crowd during the 2020 election clearly shows you that it was a plotted plan to distort democracy. What happened in Ablekuma Central, where a young woman was shot at the leg, clearly shows you what he said was even planned at the presidency at that time. What happened in Odododiodio, where a young lady at 12 years, she wasn't even at the age of taking decisions in Ghana per our 1992 constitutions. She was shot. So it gives you the ideology, the perception, and how the NPP thinks. You were in power in 2024 when we went for the 2024 elections. And who told you Ghanaians are ready for the NPP? Ghanaians voted for the NPP because inflation was hitting around 23% as at 2024. I think around 2021, 2022, it was hitting around 53%. Dollar rate was around 15 to 16 Ghana cedis as at 2024. Now what's the dollar rate? So I thought Kumi would have said, okay, when I come, I'll be able to mobilize the Ghanaian youth for the party. And instead of saying what he said, he should have even begged on behalf of the party. He should have begged on behalf of the party, just like what is his name, Bawumia did. That you gave us power, we were not able to perform. You voted us out. We will do things right now. And moreover, my brother, we have vigilantism and related offences act in this country, isn't it? And with the related Offences Act, which is the Act 2019-999. The purpose of that act is to ban anybody from organizing or being associated or funding vigilante group, isn't it? So whenever you do something against the law and you are arrested, Sakasalia, then that means you'll be giving Sakasalia a hectic job. Because Sakasalia should come here and come and defend, excuse my French, your useless statements. I hope you understand it. We have rules and regulations in Ghana. How do you want people to meet God? How? So then the BNI, Yoko, police, state institution will invite you to come and explain how you can assist people to meet God. I hope you understand.
I'm following.
So when you are called to come and explain how you can assist people to meet God, all of us want to meet God. Don't you want to see God?
Of course.
You want to see God?
Of course.
But how can you see God?
Only two ways.
Only two ways.
It's either you die or God comes
In a vision.
as we speak.
In a vision. So in a vision, Kumi guitar or Kumi whatever, Adenta wants us to meet God. So they will invite you to come and help us see God.
Isaka just give you an answer.
There is no way Ken Oforiata, I'm very happy and glad that Saka will sit here and say, oh, as for me, I want to be a Ghanaian. I want to build Ghana. I don't want to go for dual citizen and run away after chopping our money.
Alleged.
after mismanaging our finances. So they'll call you to come and explain how we can meet God. Then you see Afenyo Markins, you see Saka who go and sit on the floor at the premises of the police headquarters. Is that how we want to do politics? Is that how we want to do politics? Moreover, look, sometimes I come here, as I have mentioned earlier, the exchange rate, the inflation, and all those things. But someone who asks, is it reflecting in the pockets of Ghanaians? That is the question you ask, isn't it?
Ideally.
Per the budget that was read recently, per the budget, do you know that poverty line has been decreased from around 76% to around 63%? Constituting over 950,000 Ghanaians have been moved from the poverty line that Nana Danko Akufo-Addo took us into. And that is what you and I, that is what we need, isn't it? Is that not what you need?
I'm following.
That's what you need. You need a vibrant economy where the bag of rice you used to buy at 1,000 Ghana cedis is now 400 Ghana cedis or 600 Ghana cedis. No matter the price, it's now decreased. That's what we need. Look, I don't find it interesting to come and sit here. I don't find it interesting. I'm not happy to come and sit here and talk. But I have to come and sit here and talk because I believe politics should be able to make our lives better, isn't it? Politics should be able to make our life better. So I thought a young man would rather come and talk about criticize the policies and the plans of the ruling government. I hope you understand me, my brother. He would rather come and criticize the ruling government instead of saying those comments. Look, Saka, the politics we did in 2020, in 2016, is over. Now Ghanaians are appreciating the politics of policies. Where you come, you talk about your policies, what you'll be able to do, and criticize what your opponent is also doing constructively. Instead of attacking and doing, you let people meet God and those things, screaming on top of your voice. Doesn't make sense. How does that benefit the Agbogloshi market woman? How does the comment Kumi made benefit the average Ghanaian who wants better life? How does that benefit him? Because look, today as I speak to you, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, do you know that we are not owing nurses allowance again? Do you know that?
I'll get
Over
that
the
later.
2 years nursing allowance debt that it left, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama paid it. Do you know that His
What do you mean by
Excellency is...
nursing allowance?
We are asking what
Are
do
you
you
saying
mean by
that
nursing allowance?
there is no nurse in our various hospitals whose allowance is on arrears now? Is that what you're saying?
How many months?
Are you should tell
You
me?
made the
How many
comments.
months?
So you
look,
made the comments.
As we speak now,
How?
as we speak now, nursing training allowances have been paid. And that is what the average nurse needs. As we speak now, teachers training allowances has been paid. Yet you people said, oh, when His Excellency John Dramani Mahama comes, he will cancel teachers training allowance. Didn't they say that? Didn't they say that? And these are youth. I'm talking about youth. I'm talking about the average Ghanaian youth who is going for level 100 without paying tuition fee. That is what Ghanaians want to hear you talk about. I'm talking about those with disabilities. That is Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Through visionary purpose for this country, will go through their tertiary education without paying tuition fee. This is what we are talking about. Saka Salia, I'm concentrating on the youth. Because look, today, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is during his first year of his administration cancelled the betting tax. His Excellency the former president Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo told us that he couldn't even run this country. He couldn't run this country without taking the betting tax. And when you are infected with any infectious disease under the previous administration, you'll be charged levy. You'll be charged levy. So today, under His Excellency, under the administration of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama,
Tom, land for me.
under the administration of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, the youth of this country, we are happy. We are happy. Enough of the reckless comments by the opposition party. Enough. And I'll urge the current IGP. I'll urge the current IGP to invite Kumi to come and tell us the meaning of he will let people meet God.
Saka said in a vision.
In a vision.
In a dream.
Oh, so Kumi is now a prophet.
Oh yeah, I mean he's a pastor.
He's a pastor. So that was what he meant. Are you saying that was what
you will wanna come out?
You see, it's very sad that we begin to defend everybody. Because look, when anybody takes cutlass, when anybody takes gun, those items and those weapons do not have political parties' name on them. Banda, innocent people were shot. Odorodiodu. Two young, youthful guys were shot. Maybe they might not even be the target. You might be defending it here. This is how you defended NPP. This is how, Saka, you defended NPP when Ken Ofori-Atta took us to DDEP. Where the CEO of Kama came out and said, we are dying. We couldn't even afford BP drugs. Yet, Saka was moving from one radio station to the other, defending the government.
Tommy, land for me.
Then. Saka, this was what he did. Saka was defending the demolition of La General Hospital.
Okay, so
Saka was defending the demolition of La General Hospital. Under Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. He was defending it. Saka was defending the high inflation of around 53%. He was defending it. But when the issue came, maybe he didn't know that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo took about $2 million to build SkyTrain, yet Ghanaian people were denying of dialysis machine.
It happened under his watch. It doesn't mean that he used the money.
We met on several media houses. We met, we sat, we discussed issues. I have his contact here. We talk. Saka is a good friend. But it's sad when we defend these things.
Okay, thank you.
So I'll urge the IGP to invite the young man to come and explain. Because Liberia, Sierra Leone, and other countries are where they are now because of comments, reckless comments made by political, youthful, exuberant guys.
Okay, thank you very much. Saka, let me get you into the conversation.
Thank you very much.
Yeah. You heard your brother Tom.
Yeah, I heard Tom talk. I mean, I think the NDC deserve Tom. They deserve him, and they must ensure that they vote for him.
Is it a shame?
Because he will do their bidding. He will just do whatever they do. Because such talks will not have place in NPP. But within the NDC, I mean, he will be a fantastic propagandist. Number one, he said that I was defending La General Hospital. As if the demolition of La General Hospital, after time, have now been concluded that it was a bad thing. No. First of all, what accounted for, or what was the reason for the demolition? One, it was under the NDC government in 2015 that a survey was done. The building itself the structure was not good enough. They put in place a serious analysis of the building, and then they came to the conclusion that one, there are two things to do. Either the building is demolished and a fresh one is built, or we renovate the other one. But the cost of renovation would account for almost half, or even more than half of building a new one, because the structure was was a potential danger. So the NDC government said that they had not taken a decision yet before they left office. So when the APP came, we perused the document, and we said that the best thing to do was to give the people a fresh hospital. And then it was demolished in somewhere 2020. But before we could say Jack, COVID set in, where we were supposed to get the money to come and build the hospital, I mean, that had closed. So we're now grappling as to how to get money to build the hospital. And then we were even considering as part of one of the Agenda 111 projects. So, I mean, when you say that I was defending it, these were some of the analysis that we were doing. And indeed, the NDC government actually believed that if they had even won the 2016 election, they would have also demolished it. Segbefia, if you ask Segbefia, because it was under him, he confessed to everybody on television, Pan-African television, that yes, the report was a commission under him. And that was the reason. So please, number one, I mean, the Kumi issue, what Kumi said. For me, I mean, if you take what he said, with the literally, you come to the conclusion that Tom Tom has come. If you take it literally, that whoever tried to misbehave, steal ballot boxes, try to hijack things and do things untoward, the person will meet his God. I mean, if you take it literally, you will be tempted to say that he will kill you to go and meet your God. You remember?
That was my understanding.
Yeah. That's a lot of.
What was your understanding?
Yeah, I'm coming. You remember? Was it Azoko or somebody like that? Azoko.
Sofu Azoka.
Okay. Azoka. Yeah. He made similar comments.
When?
I mean, during
what did he say?
During the election, he says whoever misbehave, he will meet he will ensure that the person meets his Lord.
Okay. I haven't seen that.
You can Google right now and find out.
So far, Zoka would have made 1,001 statements.
Yeah, so I am saying this particular one. I mean, why should all the people in this country, why should I go and mention Sofa Zoko if what I'm saying is not true? But he also gave such explanation.
Are you not equalizing?
Well, I mean, what is equalization? Even if it is equalization, what is wrong with that? What is wrong with equalizing?
Because we want to move on.
Yeah, so don't you want us to move on? Don't you? Because these are precedents. And then we use precedents to settle current issues.
We are not in court.
I'm not forget about even court. You see, even in your family, if something happened before and you also committed such acts, it is possible they will say that, okay, uncle, sister, whatever. I mean, so. In 2020, when similar thing happened, this was what how we solve it.
They could also say that when it happened, there was a lesson to all of us.
Yeah,
so we won't tolerate it the next time.
Exactly, it guides you as to what not to say or what to say in the future and all that. So I'm saying that the Kumi issue, it just, I mean, warning, just trying to warn people. It's just like saying that somebody want to put the fear of God in another person. You see, it's a statement that we say every day. That is warning. Put the fear of God in you, because I mean, Kumi was trying to put the fear of God in people. So, yeah.
That was your understanding.
That is how it is.
No, that was your understanding. But that's not my understanding.
No, you see, what is the fear of God? The fear of God is that if you act A, there will be a repercussion. That's how God wants us.
But those are not Kumi's words. He was very emphatic.
Yeah,
that
was
you will meet God.
No, but won't you meet God? All of us will meet God.
But the
he's-
circumstances would matter. Or
he is not saying that he would speed your meeting God. He did not say that.
that is actually
was-
what he
no,
meant. That by your actions,
No, that is what you
with
are
respect to
saying.
the
he
ballot
meant,
box,
but
then
he
you will
never
meet
said
God.
so. He never meant what you meant. He said that whoever did that, you will meet God. Won't you meet God? All those who do that will meet God. All of them will meet God. But if he has said that he will spare their meeting God, in that case, he will be held accountable. But I mean, it's just a matter of course that all of us meet God. It's a matter of time. So when you meet God, what are you going to tell God? Oh, that I ever cheated MPP, I ever subjected them to all manner of cheating and all that. Then your God will judge you based on that.
Mm-hmm.
So if he is saying, admonishing people, that when you go into the ballot and you try to, tinker with the ballot box, tinker with a whole lot of things to deprive MPP of victory and all those things, you will meet your God. When you meet your God, then you tell your God why you came to F, why you came
under
to
those
F.
circumstances you
What?
mean your God. So those
No,
circumstances
he's not saying
with inference
you are
could
now
be you dealing with the
putting
person.
words in the text. He did not say under these circumstances. You are now putting
But he's
it.
making reference to a
No, he
circumstance,
said you
which
will meet
is
your God.
ballot.
When you meet your God, when you still ballot and do all those things that the NDC you usually do, you meet your God and then you go and answer to him. I don't think that he said anything wrong.
What if he had said
Yes.
that there are law enforcement agencies that are directly responsible for dealing with any excesses to do with the elections,
Yes.
and that he would ensure as national youth organizer that anybody who fell foul of the law would be apprehended, or they will push to ensure that those authorities deal with the person?
No,
Would that not be
that's the
proper?
work of the authorities.
No, would that not be proper?
I mean, he can say there are so many proper things that he could have said. There are so many proper things. So you cannot jump and say that he should have said A, B, C, D. And indeed, what he said was also one of the proper things. That you see, the reason why we are where we are, the reason why things do not go well with a lot of people, is the fact that we've put the fear of God, outside our thinking. People no longer fear God. They think that whatever that you do, you might not even die. And they think that, it is some distance, years. And he's reminding them. Because that guy is a pastor. He preaches.
I see.
Oh, yes. He preaches. So if he's telling you that, or he's putting the fear of God in people, or would be people who want to commit those, apart from the fact that it is crime, it's also sin. To cheat, to cow people into submission, to do things that are untoward, that are unreligious and criminal. So he can, for me, I'm not trying to water down a lot of the things that he said, but we are all political animals. Sometimes, even if you meant it literally, what you say and what you do are completely different. Because like the Vigilante Act, for instance, 999, it's above in Section 2. It's completely above vigilantism. Nobody can take, the law into his own hands. Ekumi is aware of all those things. Nobody can do things and say that I am the one doing it. The only body is a security institutions who can do, and even them, they cannot do things that are extrajudicial. There's a lay down law and procedure that you have to use. Even though if you go to Article 421, the duties of the citizen, a citizen can also, arrest and ensure that they do what is right, so that we protect our democracy. So I really, it depends on the interpretation people put on it. What I can advise is that sometimes you don't speak in unambiguity. You don't speak in a way that will expose you to all manner of interpretation. People will interpret and interpret you wrongly. And then when those wrong things are interpreted, you know it. The rumor mill would also take a life of its own, because everybody will now be saying, oh, Kumi says when you do ABCD, they will kill you, they will kill you. Meanwhile, that is not what you meant. So unambiguous statements are supposed to be avoided.
He's a politician. He doesn't appreciate political communication.
No, he's a communicator himself. He's a communicator. Maybe
He doesn't realize the choice of words matter.
yeah, yes. I mean, for me, I think that when I speak with, clarity. I speak with clarity. If it is if I wanted somebody to be unalive, I mean to kill somebody, I would just say it, knowing very well that I am prepared to face the consequence. But you see, sometimes when they strut it, when you clothe it with all manner of strut, I mean, people. I don't think that I would disagree so much with what others are saying, because that is their interpretation. And if I were, the other side of the equation, I would interpret it in a manner or in a way that will cause disaffection.
Can we tie that in with,
Yes.
the other topic to do with vigilantism, for example? And I've heard people even equate this to it, that comments like this, sometimes, unfortunately, is what even breeds all of these vigilante groups and, motivates them to do the kind of things that they do before, during the process of election. Would you agree or disagree with that?
Because the act is clear. This is an offense to form vigilantism, and to the extent of actualizing it, not just forming it. People actualize it those days. I mean, that is the reason why if you go to the act specifically mentions some of vigilante groups. So that political vigilantism. But if within the community decides that there is a particular act that is going on, and then we decide to form you decide to form some group to deal with it. That particular act doesn't say that particular doesn't prevent that, but the act prevents or abhor political vigilantism, and that if you commit that, you are likely to get even between 10 and 15 years. And even in some cases, when offensive weapon is used, you will get up to 25 years in prison. So it is clear, we don't want a situation where we'll be in this country and people will take the law into their own hands, where people can say whatever that they want and go scot-free, where people put the fear of God in others, where people will think that they are more, they are bigger than the law, they are demigods, and therefore can be worshipped. Where people think that they are wherever that they think the ballot should go, that is where the populace should also go. So they dictate and cow the population into submission, into acquiescence, and in that case, there is no universal adult suffrage. you get a point, because it's like even though you have freedom of voting, you have gotten to the age of voting and all those things. Somebody is saying that your choice cannot prevail at the end of the day. Somebody is saying that he has to force you to look into a certain direction and all that. I think, for me, we should not even make ambiguous statement that would lead to all manner of interpretation. But although it is ambiguous, it has to be viewed in the subjective manner, the subjective viewpoint, and the subjective the subjective viewpoint is what Kumi at that time meant, not the objective type where the bystander would interpret it to mean A, B, C, D. What did Kumi meant by what he says? That is subjective. So I think that should settle the matter. If at the end of the day anybody want to interrogate him to know what was in his mind at the time that he was giving this speech, I don't think that there is anything wrongful about it.
Okay.
But to go to his, remember he's one of the victims of the NDC harassment already. You remember, they went to his house and then harassed him and handcuffed him, and even had to use some unorthodox, means to enter the house, and then his pregnant wife, I think, had a breach. Oh yeah. I remember all these things. So this is the same person that we are talking here. So I'm not saying that this is a certificate for the national security to now go arrest him and then treat him like a common criminal, give him on all manner of onerous bail conditions just because they want to.
Nobody has said so.
See, the problem with interrogation these days is about the fact that people want to punish the person even long before the matter is investigated. If not, I will gleefully, or encourage national security to do whatever they want to do. Because at the end of the day, he will explain what he meant. If the explanation is not good enough, that is where they can. But you cannot prosecute somebody based on intention, based on the fact that the intention itself has not been manifested. You say that, okay, this is what you meant, even though I have not even commissioned the crime. Once you meant it, or once I think that you meant it, then you have to go to prison. We don't do that. And I think that it's completely out of place. It will be even waste of time for anybody. You can only admonish him to be mindful of some of the things that he said. But you cannot say that this is a criminal offense. It cannot be a criminal offense.
Tom, if we can align that with second topic as well, the issue to do with this vigilantism thing. The National Security Coordinator is now telling us that the groups are now moving in from their everyday actions that we get to see them hovering around, moving around and all of that. And now they are running it through, chats and all kinds of apps and stuff like that. Is this something that we should be that worried about?
You see, listening to my brother, I'm surprised because Saka, you made mention that Kwame was impacting the fear of God in the average Ghanaian, isn't it?
In the potential people who want to commit that crime.
In the potential.
Yeah, you were putting the fear of God in those
who want to
would be hoodlums who want to do that.
Good. But have you read the Bible that when the wicked rules, the people runs into pain? I'm just paraphrasing. I think Proverbs 29:2 or so. Have you read that?
I mean, I've heard that.
Good.
But I haven't read it.
So nobody or anybody who fears God, can lie to a whole group of people, including chiefs. Do you remember the famous people of Cape Coast? We are building you an harbor. Do you remember?
I do.
Does that man fear God?
You see, you want to mar this program.
No, I'm not.
I just want to see where he's going with this.
Look, that man doesn't fear God.
Can you imagine?
That man doesn't even have an altar of fear of God in him.
What's the
He doesn't
connection?
have.
What's the connection? I want to
The
get it.
connection is, look, Saka sits here and talks about the fear of God. That should be the last thing you talk about. That should be the last thing the NPP talks about.
The fear of God is not. It's not a. It's not.
Saka, let him land.
It's not a literal language.
Let me land. Let me land.
It's a metaphorical language.
I wrote.
Yeah.
Look, we did oxymoron. On all those things.
Yes. So this is a metaphorical statement.
We don't need you to come and teach us English today.
When do you want to?
We don't need
when
you.
do you want to be taught that
We
one?
don't need you. And moreover, when we are talking about the fear of God, the MPP should be the least. They shouldn't be even found in the box of the fear of God. Nanado Dankwa Akufo-Addo, who fears God, took about 2 million of the public purse Whilst Ghanaians cannot afford 3 next
You
days,
see, you do that, then we jump into gold board.
we are not jumping anywhere. Don't even go to gold board. Don't even go there. You have been exposed on that already. So when we are talking about fear of God, somebody like Nanado shouldn't even step foot in the church. You shouldn't even go to
An
the fear of
appointee
God.
under his watch, not him.
That is why I quoted Proverbs. I don't know if you can read it. Proverbs 29 verse 2 to you.
So is it because your mama
You
is
cannot
wicked?
sit here, Saka.
That's the reason why
Saka,
1.7
Saka,
billion
Please, Saka.
is
I was-
Okay, can we get back on track?
We are back on track.
Yeah, can we get back on track? Thank
We
you.
are back on track. My point is, Saka, you cannot talk about say Ghanaians, Kumi is impacting the fear of God in Ghanaians. Really?
No, in the potential criminals, not Ghanaians.
If you are talking about potential criminal, nobody is a criminal in this country than the leadership of the NPP in the SY administration.
Then what's your evidence?
Why did you take $7.9 million to pay about COVID Agenda 111 hospitals, and yet not even a single block was laid?
Where?
Agenda
Their
111.
contract.
Where?
No,
Where?
no,
Where?
no,
Relax,
not a single block was
Saka,
laid.
relax.
Look.
Saka, leave that to me. Where?
Look,
Where?
You awarded, look.
No,
Where?
not a single block was laid.
Please, yes, please.
Where?
You
Where?
have, look,
Where?
That's
Where?
Look, 7.9 million USD contracts
Where?
was awarded to 35 contractors under Nana Danko Akufo-Addo.
Where?
Build Agenda 111 hospitals
Where?
Where?
in Ghana.
Where in Ghana?
Ghana.
Because they are 111. So if you
Yes,
so if you
that's
don't
what-
give
that's
us
the
a
report.
precise
Look,
location,
that's the report.
Yeah, Tonton, the NDC deserve you, Papa.
And then they said
Because
they use that money
yeah.
for mobilization. Who is more? I don't know the way. To
okay, you go ahead, Tom. You go ahead and make
okay,
your
you
point.
go
ahead.
You
The
tie that
person-
in with
the
tie that in
person-
with my topic for me.
That's what I'm doing. You shouldn't even use the fear of God. Don't use you people are.
You keep
using-
going back to that.
I'm
So
not going back.
yeah,
They are stealing. They store our properties in the name of God. That is what Lucky Dube said. Stealing,
Which
stealing
property
in the
is
name
that?
of God.
Which property?
We gave all the properties of this country to His Excellency Nana Danko Akufo-Addo
as administration.
as administration to take charge of it. And what did we see?
Well, what did you say?
What did we see?
Tell us.
Demolishing properties to build church for God. Yet you cannot even account for those monies. Don't bring God in your debate this morning. Stay
Thank you.
far away from
And I'm
God.
saying
Thank
that-
you.
Look,
So focus on the
Kumi should be.
focus on the
We have
vigilantism for
vigilantism Act 2019, Act 999, which clearly states that anybody, any individual who mobilizes, who organizes, who financially influences any group to form a vigilante group is rising against the law of this nation, in other words, the 1992 Constitution. And therefore, that person should be dealt with, not me. And that person will be dealt with, not me. Now you are here explaining the sentences and the statements made by another man. Saka, is that not it?
And you
And
were
I'm
also
saying-
here explaining it.
And yes, so
Yeah,
that means
you
you all don't understand. We are explaining
Yes.
the view of
That is
how we
our objective
understand.
views.
Good.
So therefore,
So
we
the
need
police.
we need a subjective view.
Good. Therefore, the police,
Uh-huh.
the police should invite Kumi Adenta to explain to Ghanaians
He will
what
explain.
what he meant by people who meet God. We have seen pictures and videos of MPP trying to form, they say, a blue army.
What is that?
You are asking me, should I show you pictures?
No, what is that?
Blue army, a vigilante group that they are trying to form.
Is it the one in the Upper
Try
East
to
region?
form.
When
Try to
you
form.
read, have you read the Vigilantism Act?
My goodness.
Have you read-
Why are you
have you
asking me
I
about?
don't know whether they've even formed it already.
We form it.
And
We established that
the Blue
act
Force.
in 2019.
The Blue Force.
So no, we established that act in 2019. So don't
no,
argue.
the Blue Force.
No, I'm not talking about. I don't even know any blue force beer. I'm talking about that act.
Uh-huh.
When you say, have I read that
No,
act?
don't even go there.
My input is in that act.
We we've seen several documents that has your input, yet you the same people violated those inputs.
Like what? Which one? Give an example.
Were we not in this country? Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo told us that there will be no haircut.
No, that they will not be no what?
Haircuts. Haircuts.
No, but is there haircut?
I'm saying haircut. Hair.
Correct.
Oh, you don't know?
No, correct now.
You don't know.
Oh,
don't go ahead, don't mind me.
Correct.
What? We were all in this country, isn't it? What happened later?
We know what happened. Go ahead.
They cut the hair, they cut the head, then the shoulders. So don't talk about we did it, we brought it.
So go on.
It is very sad. The guy Kumi should be invited. By 10 o'clock, Kumi should be invited. If we are in serious
We'll leave that to the national security.
As we have promised that there should be resetting, we are resetting every sector of the economy.
Including
Kumi
Bank of Ghana.
Should be invited by noon to explain to Ghanaians what he meant by people.
Okay, so you are calling on an organization to do with that. So we'll leave that to that organization. So let me get to my final topic then. And maybe this one I'll start with Saka because it's in the interest of his party. We won't have Chairman to me contesting the national chairmanship race, affecting the fortunes of your party. Somebody would ask, or it was just a normal cause that was likely to happen once we all know where he is at the moment.
Yeah, I mean, I think he eventually withdrew from the race. Oh.
Now he's put out a communication that he's withdrawing from the race.
Yeah, I mean, that is in his best interest. Because, look, where he is now, it's not like those days of Kwame Nkrumah. I remember in 1951, when Kwame Nkrumah was in the Jamestown Fort. James Fort prison. And then won the 1951 election. And those were different era. And then, I mean, he was so popular, and even winning itself compelled the colonial masters to release him and all that. I mean, are you telling me that if he wins the election in prison, he will be, it will compel him to come out, or it will compel the government to? No. I think that his preoccupation should be to get his freedom. And that should be because he can contribute a whole lot to the development of Ghana and then the party without being national chairman. I mean, becoming national chairman can come at any time. It is not at this particular point in time where there are other things that are occupying your time that you should now be forcing your way to become chairman of the party. And I think he would have been a very fantastic chairman anyway. Because, being a good chairman does not necessarily mean that you have to speak good English. We've seen it in the past. We've seen chairmen who couldn't speak good English but could deliver. I mean, this is a man that delivered Ashanti region several times, using Twi and other language. And even the method that he used to win election does not necessarily mean that you have to speak good English. So, for me, I think that the best thing for him is what he has just done. To withdraw from the race, concentrate his effort, energy, attention, prayers, and everything. And in that case, you can even have more sympathies. As for the MPP fraternity, they will always be with you. Whether you lead them or you don't, the MPP fraternity, you can be rest assured of their support for you. But you win more support from the Ghanaians when they see you as neutral. Not just neutral, but if you are one side of the political divide, you might not get sympathy from the other side. So this is a very good move. It's to me that decision, the best decision that he could have taken, and I could have also advised him. And now we'll move on because the MPP is poised. Even the MPP itself wouldn't want to vote for somebody who is divided, whose mind is divided, whose freedom is curtailed. He cannot be everywhere, and he cannot, do the campaign that we want. Because even though he's very effective, he's very competent and all that, I mean, this is a person in prison. It cannot be in the hamlets everywhere in this country, campaigning vigorously and bringing ideas and ensuring that, because we need to win the 2028 election at all costs. It's a do and die affair. And by this, I mean, the do and die that we all know, not the literal one. Because your mama used do and die during the 2024 elections. Others use all die be die and all that. I could use any of them. So I'm saying that we need to salvage this country from the clutches of the NDC misrule. I'm telling you, the NDC is hiding behind so-called stabilized CD to do all manner of things. And therefore, you will need a national chairman that has all the freedom at his disposal for us to prosecute the agenda of capturing power. And to the MPP, this is the best decision. To Wuntimi, this is the best decision. To his family, his lawyers, his counsel, those who are, they should not even have divided attention at all. Now the focus is on executing or prosecuting the agenda of capturing power. But for COVID-19, I don't think that the MPP would have performed the level with which Ghanaians think that we did not. Well, imagine under John Dramani Mahama if there were to be COVID, where global supply chain will be disrupted. We are not imported. We are not an industrialized country. We are import-driven country. Imagine all the supply chain everywhere. Nobody works. The aeroplane is not working. Hotels are not working. People don't even. Churches are closed. Mosques are closed. Schools are closed. Departments. Nothing works. Imagine that. Imagine how our economy would have been under John Dramani Mahama. But by the time John Dramani Mahama came, the global supply chain was beginning to ease to normality. Everything was coming normal. And then they came and it coincided with his regime. Then they said that, they are doing magic. And once we are doing magic, we can dissipate 1.7 billion without blinking an eye. And then you come and sit here and create the impression that, these people, they have that dexterity of doing whatever they want to do. What have they done? What have the NDC government done so special ever since they came to power? Nothing.
Can I defer to him?
Nothing. I'm telling you that they have done nothing special. They tell you, look, between 2022 and 2024, 2022, our inflation was 54%. Inflation had risen to 54%. By 2024, when we were handing over, where did inflation? Inflation became
23.1.
23. So do you know the percentage reduction? Almost 50% percentage reduction. And then but the next year we could have even clocked 0% inflation, if it is possible. They came and met such a situation where inflation was on a downward spiral.
And they've continued under their watch.
And then they create the impression that they are doing it.
But it's under their watch.
The framework was there. There was a framework. We were working under the IMF framework. They didn't bring any ingenuity. It's that framework that was reducing it that they came and met and they just sat there and watched it moving down. Nothing so special. If we talk about infrastructure, all the work that are going on, a lot of them were works that were awarded under the MPP government, like the motorway and other places. Indeed, they rather even stole some work. Nursing training allowance. Let's talk about even the broken promises. Licensure exam. I understand. Is it next month or so? They are going to write in licensure exams. These are the people that say that when we come, we will abolish licensure exams, and the people were shouting. The lazy students who didn't.
So
want
this
to
is
write,
why for you their government is not performing.
The lazy student who didn't want to write licensure exams. Then they went and voted for them. They went and voted for the NDC. When we come, they will give money to the headmasters to go to Domi Market and buy the food, and then the headmasters and teachers will say, "Hey, we are going to get cuts. We are going to get some cuts from the money." When they came, ask them whether they have given any money to any headmaster. These are people that are specialized in lies. They can do any and everything.
Okay.
Look at the gold board now. They are telling us gold board the NPP, brought the idea and all that, just because they have seen that, if there are losses, then it means that the losses were planned by the NPP. But when their own propaganda, they tell us that, the gold board is a game changer.
Okay, Saka, thank you.
Without
I was
the
thinking
NPP,
you're going to
there would
focus
not
on
have been a gold board. Now they are telling us about
what the
we have got
election
gold
of a
board.
new leadership will do for the fortunes of your party, but you seem to be interested in the propaganda. So let me go to the other side of the political divide.
Brother, you see,
Tom, if you are focused
yes, I focused
on that conversation of what the new leadership may possibly bring to the
What he's
fight
telling
against
you with NDC person talking.
Look.
When he say he has focused on the conversation, he will jump and go and say something. You wait.
Okay, so Tom,
see,
disappointing.
you were given an opportunity to talk about the leadership or the new leadership or your chairman who was legally jailed because of his actions and inactions, isn't it? And you were given time to discuss, to talk about that. And I was expecting Saka to encourage the teaming NPP average Ghanaian that, let's all focus. Whoever emerges as the national chairman, whether the person supports Chairman Wontumi or does not support Chairman Wontumi, let's all focus and apologize to Ghanaians and beg Ghanaians. Maybe Ghanaians might forgive them and then elect them back into power. And look at what he was saying. Look at all the lies. Look, I have 2019. I'm asking you, our listeners are listening. You know, when I come here, I give you evidence, I give you facts. My brother,
nobody knows that.
Open the 2019 budget, paragraph 78. Paragraph 78, table 4. It gives you growth in industry sector and sub-sectors. This is what I have here. This is the data.
So what's the point?
Look, when
You are setting your own question.
2014-2015, construction was 9.5%. The growth of construction. 2016-2017, it came to 8.4. 2019, I'm asking you, in 2019, did we experience COVID? I don't know.
COVID-19.
Did we experience COVID?
The 19 is 2019.
Please. The budget even came before crash. Even COVID got here, the first COVID case was in 2021. The first COVID case.
2020.
2020.
March. We
was the first
went lockdown. March 2020.
You cannot blame or put your recklessness.
So what is your point?
Please.
What point are you making? You haven't made any
He will
point.
get there. Allow him. Tom,
Saka,
make your
I'm
point.
exposing you with facts.
No, these are not facts.
Please. The fact is that construction, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, prior to the 2016 election, was at 9.5. Saka, you came as of 2019 before COVID. You can never blame COVID for the recklessness of Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo. Before COVID, 2019, construction decreased from 9.5 to negative 8.5. Saka, are you aware?
Construction.
Okay, so the point is.
What do you mean? No. It's
So
not true.
Tom,
It's not true. Let me
When
see.
you read the paragraph 79, please. When you read the paragraph
It is not
79,
true.
It's
Saka,
the
hold it.
structure of the Ghanaian economy. Mr. Speaker, the service sector continues to occupy the largest share of the economy. However, the share of agriculture declined in 2018. What is the meaning of decline?
The
What
share
is
of
the meaning?
agriculture.
Okay, so the point is.
What is the
So agriculture is
the point
construction.
look,
Why are
the
you jumping
point
from here?
the
You don't-
point
I mean-
is, under construction, it declined. All the sectors of the economy, agriculture is also declined.
Agriculture is
Prior to
construction.
2019, prior to COVID, all the sectors of the economy were collapsing. And His Excellency John Dramani Mahama said this.
No.
That, look, Nana Addo Dankwa
Read the
Akufo-Addo
construction
was
for us.
putting the economy into the ICU.
Okay,
And
so
we also
link
what's
it to the political leadership conversation
the
for me.
political leadership MPP has nothing to offer.
He said construction reduced to
Listen,
-9.
MPP
Let him read that for us.
Has nothing to offer the average Ghanaian. We were in this country where you took about 2 million to build a sky tree.
Tell us about the construction -9%. Tell us about the construction lies.
If you want me to give you all the indicators,
Tell us about the construction lies you made.
Saka, can you allow?
He was lying.
The indicators of the economy.
That construction reduced and it became -9.
Look, when you come to oil,
read it for the listeners to hear.
2014, 2016, oil, it was 15.6%.
What was 15.6%?
Before 20.
What does he mean by it was 15.6%?
From the growth. I'm giving you growth indicators.
No, oil is a depletable material.
What is this?
So I mean, you see, you don't even understand what you want.
The context.
You don't understand what you want to tell us.
Hold it. The context in which you situate it matters. Oil within the context of what?
That's why I said.
At least for my listener. You forget Saka and at least consider my listener. Okay.
Listeners. Saka is here saying that Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo failed because of COVID-19.
Did I say they failed?
That is what Saka said. And he was making
We had challenges because of that.
Ghanaians, you all remember the parliamentary candidate for Salanregu who came out said Saka and NPP and Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo distributed the COVID-19 money like granules. You remember that? And I am saying, look, even prior to the 2019-2020 of COVID, the Ghanaian economy was collapsing under the NPP.
How?
And I made mention of the 2019 budget, paragraph 79. And I said, structure of the Ghanaian economy. It says, Mr. Speaker, the service sector continues to occupy the largest share of the economy. However, the share of agriculture declined in 2018.
Okay, so your challenge is that
2019-2020 itself,
the economy was on a decline. Okay, thank you. So you focus on the party leadership.
Based on the previous year. No, when they say decline,
you cannot.
When they say decline, based on the previous year, and the previous year was the MPP government.
Okay, now I'm running out of time.
So can you give me the time to make
Thomas, land for me.
Look, the NPP collapsed the economy even before COVID-19. Don't use COVID-19.
You don't know what you're talking about.
Look, my brother, the NPP has nothing to offer Ghanaians. They have nothing to offer.
So you have something to offer.
They have nothing.
And we are not seeing anything.
What they did is put both hands in the national.
Where is Akoko?
The public purse.
Where is Akoko?
Oh, Saka.
Deprive the average Ghanaian of 3 square meals, as I have said. Look, coming to an end, let me greet my MP once again, Honorable Irabna Obin and the MCE. As we speak now, they are commissioning an astroturf in Ablekumanov. And this is what the people of Ablekumanov needs. We need an MP like Irabna Obin. And as I speak now, Honorable Irabna Obin is providing jobs and support, educational support for the average Ghanaian in Ablekumanov. I'm very happy for her, and I'm very happy for the work that the MCE is doing in Ablekumanov.
Okay, so look, I appreciate it. Thank you.
No Ghanaian will vote for the MPP.
Okay, let me take some messages and go away. Let me take some messages and go away. Hey, it's not easy. Let me take some. Saka, my time is up. Abi says, Kwame, good morning. This your you said Saka has nothing to tell us. After 8 years of governance, why is Saka trying to defend this? Okay, all right. Thank you. SK Intema says, Kwame, what is Saka saying? The MPP folks have proven countless times that they take everything for granted. Kumi knew exactly what he was saying. He spoke English. Most English speakers in Ghana today are very discerning. Okay, SK Intema, you send those one. Davi Edem in Pram, you say Ghana is a joke. For a politician to be making comments like this is unbelievable. What are the youth to do? Davi Edem, you send this one. Mr. Duvo in Tema, you say good morning, Kwame. Since I have follow the MPP party. You see, they have always been violent in speech. Joshua, you send that one. Look at how Saka is struggling. Who in this country tempered with any ballot box? Okay, well, by the time it's happening, I do have to go.
He doesn't know that.
For those of you who are lovers of country music like Nana Prempe, yesterday
I love country music.
they lost a very big player in that space, Dolly Parton, passing at the age of 80. Our hearts and our thoughts are with the family in this very difficult